Oh, yes. Hello, Yankin. I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I can hear you also.
I saw your message on WhatsApp, by the way.
Right,
The
right.
one about the end. Yeah.
Yeah. The one that makes the answer correct, right?
Yes.
Right.
Let me get running. All right. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I should keep doing math. Despite like I don't know how little of
A bit
hypothesis.
slower, yeah.
I'm not sure if I should keep doing math or if I should like for example move on to chem.
Right.
But of course, there's also the consideration that I'll be building up another subject again, which I'm not sure is the right course of action like right now.
We are talking about today and tomorrow, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, today and
Right.
tomorrow.
And then of course when the exam starts, it's obvious that we'll study it. I'm sorry. We're talking about today. Because tomorrow is obvious what you're studying. Sorry. Right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you'll be studying physics, right? Physics.
Yeah, most likely physics.
Yeah. Just whack physics, huh? Just so that you're
Is it?
calm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I've also written that I want to do A-mites tomorrow.
If you can, I suppose, because the Monday exam is physics, right?
Yeah, the Monday exam is physics.
So tomorrow it's clear lah what you're doing, kind of, right?
Yeah.
If you're sacrificing AMAP, nobody's gonna complain, right? I mean that's just it, right? Then on Monday it's very clear that you'll be studying chem, right? And then on Tuesday it's very clear that you're gonna study math lah. Simple.
Yeah, that's obvious lah.
Right, that's obvious. So what is left is tonight, lo, I suppose.
Yeah.
And tonight is 3 hours lah. Let's say like total 3 hours for you lah, right? So it matters that you use the 3 marks properly, 3 hours properly. It doesn't matter which subject. I would probably say it that way.
We're going all the way at 10:30, right?
You mean the tuition? I mean, no. I mean, I am, but your tuition just 1.5 hour. You're saying, yeah.
I mean,
you can, but the slot after your slot is very crowded.
Oh yeah, okay, then it's all good.
Right, then I don't think it will affect you too much. That's the issue. So you should study all the way lah if you want to, right? And but yeah, let's stick to using this slot properly. So again, my opinion is simple lah. Yeah, so just use it properly, but it doesn't matter which subject.
All right.
So if you could decide what to study now.
Let's see. I think top of my list for chemistry topics is definitely electrochem because I am not the most confident in it, and it didn't appear in paper 2 at all. So
yeah, understand.
So
right.
definitely come on paper 3. So let me get the electrochem first.
Sure.
So I think we'll have to do electrochem. Let me just get the question.
Right. Sorry, one more thing to say. The plan is for Monday and Tuesday to have no tuition.
I don't think tuition would be a good idea, no?
Correct. So that's the plan. So just to confirm with you, that we're just going to do tuition until tomorrow, and then soon we do prelim, and you probably want to rest after that.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Correct.
So since Wednesday also no point tuition, right? Obviously, right?
No, not really.
Right. So to be clear, I think for next week, right? So next tomorrow until the next Sunday, I think no tuition. We'll just meet the next Sunday. That's the normal tuition.
All right.
Right, makes sense. Eh? So you will have your good rest, and then we at that point will immediately plan for A level, lah, which is the next Sunday. Right. Okay. All right. So, all right. Okay. Come. If you want to do electrochem, let's find a proper question. Right.
Let me get my electrochem notes. Yeah, let me put this online. Nice. What's the other question?
Yeah. Sorry. No video yet. Yeah.
Yeah, we might. No. Let me just. No. What's the? Part one. Yeah, part one.
Sorry. Have you put the question? Sorry.
I'm not sure what I guess I could just go from what I didn't hear it.
Well, I mean, we probably have to. Do you need to kind of revive or make it not rusty again? I'm not sure how much you practiced before
that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, then just whack one or two questions below just to warm everything up, lah. Right?
Okay.
Right. Before we go and handle the weird stuff, lah. Right?
Right. Let me see. No, I don't know how much of this is. I don't know how much of this is part of the electrochem, but one sec. Random question. Let's take this one. I'll play on page 10.
Okay. Now I see. Okay. Right. So again, feel free to read, right? Feel free to read and understand, right?
Right.
Sorry, before we start proper, I do have a sort of a writing question for you. As in, I'm curious about how you compose for GP, for example. Right? You do need to compose for GP, and you need to write quite a lot for history paper, right?
I suppose, yeah.
Right. So I noticed that your writing is the slower type, but you do write nicely, correct? Yeah. That hasn't changed, and I think it's very difficult to change.
Already.
Right. Uh, how how do you approach your composition for GP and history then? I mean, considering that you cannot write too many words, right?
How do I, sorry?
How do you approach your writing, I suppose?
Like, how do I start? Like, I mean, I plan, and then once I
Mm,
plan, I fill
yeah,
in.
not the start. Yeah. So you plan. How do you plan in a sense?
Just pick rough. I say rough paper. It's the paper they provide, and then after
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
I see the question, analyze it, write down what I know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then after that, structure it. Once I'm done with the structure, then I start writing, and then the words just kind of fall into place. Follow the
Right.
structure, of course.
I do not doubt for a minute that your words will come to place. I do not doubt for a minute, but uh, I'm talking about the process of structuring. So it is you're working right in rough paper, right? That makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah,
So like, do you tend to plan? Okay, the ideas of this paragraph, the ideas of that paragraph. I'll be writing maybe 4 paragraphs based on the main ideas I have. Something like that.
Usually it's main idea, then one main idea, the paragraph. Usually I'll just follow the most of the time the structure is usually I'm following the teacher, what the teacher says, or what teacher tells me, like this is the structure
Oh,
to use, or stuff like that.
okay. Then.
So my structure isn't my own, but
Mhm.
the content of the structure is mine.
Right. So you're saying that the structure is not gonna change too much also, like there is no point in doing that.
Not majorly, it's just the content I slot into each structure. The structure is very
Right,
basic, you know. It's like
right. You don't feel that the structure itself is the big deal. That's just there's no point in changing it. That's just use it. It's simple stuff, lah. I mean, in terms of structure, lah.
no, I don't think it's a big deal, no.
Right. Then, of course, then the main idea is the big deal, right? You have to decide that this is probably the main ideas I want to write per paragraph. Then I think the counter and the supporting and the counter argument, I think for GP, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2. Then the data, of course, if you have it, you need to have it, right? Data. And what other contents will you be concerned usually?
Usually what data that's evidence.
There, right?
Uh, Usually my analysis of the evidence, that's pretty important as well.
Right.
That falls under the points, like how I want to elaborate,
Yeah.
how I want to
Right.
interpret the data I provided.
Right. Okay, understand. So lastly then, do you feel that your writing speed is a handicap in that sense?
Sometimes, I mean, it's mostly the thinking that gets me. It's I don't know if writing's. Let me think. Is it the biggest imped? I mean, it sometimes impedes me, but I think it's mostly like I think it's time management problem. You know, I haven't factored that into my plan and all that stuff. You know.
So you feel that the time management problem, a better use of time lah, is what you need, but not necessarily the writing speed.
No, not really.
What you're saying also is that during the writing or during the writing lah, mostly the thinking, because sometimes if you could feel it lah, the writing speed is trying to catch up with the thinking speed. That means the thinking is already way ahead, like you already know what you want to write, and the writing is struggling to catch up, and that is not a bad thing lah.
No.
But you're saying that most of the time the thinking speed is still constructing, it's still constructing the paragraph, the writing, such that the writing speed is simply, following the thinking speed lah.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
So that's why you say the writing speed is not the biggest deal. That's not the biggest issue lah, so to speak lah.
No.
Right, because again, the thinking speed is actually the one doing all the work anyway, so to speak lah. Right. Are you also saying that you may want the thinking speed to be faster, or no? That's also not the problem.
Do I want the thinking speed to be faster? I mean,
when you construct what you want to say in your mind, that happens, right? That happens all the time.
Yeah,
Zoom, right?
If there's no drawbacks, then yeah. I mean,
if there's what, sorry?
If there's no drawbacks, then yeah, why not, right?
But again, obviously, it's not that easy to boost the construction speed in our mind, lah. Right. So which one is it? Is it the construction speed, which is the issue, or is it the time management is the issue?
I'd say time management. I don't know how much faster I can get at constructing it.
Right. Then is it true? This is my personal guess. Is it true that your sentences tends to be dense and meaningful instead of vomiting words, lah, so to speak?
I mean, I'm not always what's it called? I'm not always like dense and meaningful. Sometimes it's just sometimes it's like sometimes I just don't have time to do something quickly, I guess.
Right. I mean, I've never seen a person write GP in action, lah. Right. So I was wondering whether it's very different from how I would do it, lah. Right. Thanks for sharing. Right. Okay. So I'll be reading your question also. Yeah. Let me get Aditya first. Okay, Aditya. Yes, I can see you from just now, and I can hear you also. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Hi.
All right. Now we are trying for the first time. Now we're trying for 3 hours. Whether we make it or not, we'll know lah as we go. Right. Now, my question is simpler. How about your dinner then?
So, like, my parents did some prayer at the temple, and I think they're bringing dinner from there. So they're still there. I left early.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, are you? Ideally, would you want to be joining them in the temple also today?
I mean, it depends, because sometimes the auspicious day falls when I'm in school. So I don't go, but sometimes it's on the weekends.
Which is, for example, today lah, I guess, yeah?
Or the holidays, yeah.
Right. So, because I don't understand which festival you were referring to.
I mean, it's not a festival now.
Right.
The festival is over. It's like a prayer.
Right. I'm not too familiar with I suppose there's so many variations you can do depending on which temple, I suppose, yeah? Right.
It was just like a prayer to some god, and then you listen to the story of how it was, how the prayer happened, how this process was created and stuff.
What I get from your sharing is the timing that matters sometimes.
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time, understand. Just give me a heads up on this thing, because obviously I don't understand what's going on, right? Then at least we can plan together. Don't do it like this week, right? There's almost no way to replan.
Even
properly.
I didn't know that we they put this. They had this prayer on until yesterday.
Oh, they also don't tell. There's no way to know.
No, like
What?
my parents knew, but I think they didn't tell me because whenever we do it once a month
Okay.
on the full moon day.
Right. Okay. Because I have an impression that this week you go more often lah, in that sense, because there's
this
a
week it was
festival and everything, right?
there was a festival and it ended yesterday, and
yeah. So I think for example, the festival days, it can be pre-planned, right? So we can have a discussion before it happens, right? Not 1 hour before it happens, that kind of thing. I think it'll be better.
I thought I would tell you that I might not be able to make it today, but then I felt that it's not fair.
Yeah. Don't think
I just came back.
Yeah, don't think about the fairness to the tuition. It's about how we arrange our priorities. I mean, your priorities, you see, right? The religious part can be a very important thing, right? And it is time sensitive. I would, how do I say it this way? Look, I go to the church, right? For example, so I know my festival days very well, right? So without having my students tell me, if they also go to church, I'll already be able to rearrange, because I understand what's going on, right? But that's not a bias. That I'm not looking for it from a bias point of view. Oh, you go to church, I also go to church, so I support you, right? But my point is, we can rearrange stuff if we know beforehand, not 1 hour beforehand. There, that kind of thing, like 1 week beforehand, something like that. Right? For future reference.
Like my parents told me like last night after class, because they were talking about it, about stuff they had to buy.
Right. You're talking about the non-festival stuff, something like that.
Yeah.
Right. I suppose I'm referring more to the festival stuff. That's one thing. I think that one can be known beforehand, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
As for the full moon one, if you don't mind, the full moon is predictable. If it does fall on the full moon, the full moon is very predictable actually. So
yeah,
there can be a heads in that, even though you don't know, right? Other people know, something like that. But you're saying?
And it was supposed to start at 5, but like since yesterday was the last day of the festival and all, the priests were like tired and they didn't set up anything.
Right.
So once we got there, then they started setting it up. So the thing actually started at 6.
Oh, right. Well, that part of the logistics I can truly understand, right? The priests will have a lot of things to do during the festival. That much is true. Right. Okay, if as much as possible, let's try to pre-plan. Is what I'm trying to say, so that we can fit all our important priorities in, right? That's life, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we continue the function? We're sketching that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
actually, I think that the functions is pretty okay.
At least let me see your sketch on the the quadratic first, at least. Okay. Zoom in a little bit. So while I also look at this is a less crowded slot, but this is with your senior in JC, so I'll be discussing with him. So yeah, so your sketch does look good. Have you found the other edge? Both edges, I suppose.
Oh no, I have to do that. Yeah.
Right, and then the presentation will be nice, and then please check your answer key, right? Also check whether they will accept a decimal point for 0.764, because sometimes they say, oh, I want it in an exact form, which means it's in a third form usually, so kindly check that, right? Just to be clear, right? So Yankin, which is your senior. Yankin, I'm reading yours. Yeah.
I'm not sure what this charging process means.
All right. They tell you immediately in the, on such rechargeable battery made of sodium, metal, and nickel chloride, right? So electrical energy is generated from the redox reaction. Now, before we go further, is this surprising? Is this new, or is this, yeah, of course lah.
Electrical energy is generated from the redox reaction.
Yeah. Is that
no, I don't think so, because I don't know what the electron travel once the ion is discharged.
I mean, whatever the chemical reaction is, right? The electrons will travel when all those things are appearing, and that is the electrical energy generated. Okay, right.
If I understand it wrongly, please tell me. But the way I understood it is that the metal will turn into an ion, and after that, the electrons from that will travel through the wire,
and will cause another reaction, which is going to be a reduction lah, because the metal one is the oxidation, right?
Yeah, metal is oxidation.
Yeah, metal oxidize, so electron travel out, electron will cause something to reduce, and that thing is also part of the ionic equation. So that's why they were talking about it in A. So your question is the discharging, correct?
Yeah, so does this mean...
Now, let's be very clear that there are only two options, right, about the discharging process. It's either the electrical energy is generated, that's the discharging, or the reverse of that. Correct?
Electrical energy is used.
Yeah. So the reverse is just the reverse of what happened just now when the sodium reforms back to metal. It's the exact same thing, right? Just a reverse, right? So your question is, to be very simple, which was the discharging one? Correct?
Yeah.
It's not whether the sodium becomes sodium. It's the oxidation is the discharging, and the reduction is the not. That's not what it is. It's always a one package, right? Right. So this one you have to use a little bit of common sense, in the sense of common sense of battery lah. So discharging a battery, what does that mean?
Well, discharging a battery
means,
I guess it's like the battery has no more energy.
No more energy. So the battery is being used, or rather, giving away its energy in the process, I suppose, right? Does that sound like electrical energy is generated from the redox reaction or not?
It's not generated, it's being used.
I mean, how can the electrical energy be used if it is not generated? How can the electron be used if it is not generated in the first place, so to speak? Are you sure you are splitting hair? Are you sure you're doing the right thing, or are you splitting hair? Right. Think about it. It is important. We are not splitting hair. Are you sure that's the proper difference, or there is no difference there? Okay. Think about it for a while. Think for a while. That's part of the reading, right? For you, Aditya, have you checked the answer?
I did something wrong. Like I get this as an answer.
What are you checking? So how do you check? What are you checking?
Like I'm finding the X value here.
Of that n, yeah, all right. Which is the X. Why do you bother to find the X value? The X value there is 0. Hello.
Oh yeah, I mean the Y value.
The Y value. I think that's already like hello.
Yeah.
Okay, hello. Yeah. 0, comma. And you don't need to use calculator. It's very weird. The answer is 18 what?
It is.
Why don't you see that the answer is 18? That also kind of worries me, because that saves a lot of time. That why intersect is always the easiest thing to find, because that's where X is 0. When X is 0, a lot of things disappear, right? Like the X squared disappear, the X disappear, you're left with 18. Voila.
Oh yeah.
Right. You get it?
Wait,
you're
supposed
to use
minus 10?
Look, what's the original form? 2x squared plus 12x plus 18, right?
Plus 8.
Oh, plus 8. I'm so sorry. The answer must be 8 then. Sorry, I'm sorry. The answer must be 8. Sorry, 8. I thought it's 18. Sorry. 8. because I'm using the first form. The first form is the most suitable one to find y-intercept because, everything is gone. X is 0. So let me repeat this again. The original form that they give you, the most spread out form, the best for y-intercept. I hope you see why. Do you see what?
Yeah.
The completing square is the best for the maximum minimum because it's there already. -3, -10, right? The factorized form, which you can use calculator to help you, is the best for the x-intercept. Each form has their advantage, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
In case you don't realize that. Right. As for finding the edges, anything works.
Okay.
Correct. Is this correct then?
Yeah.
All right. Feel free to do another one or to change topic. Right. Feel free. You do need to practice more, is what I'm trying to say. You do need to.
Yeah, I'll just get
smooth.
the questions from the books because
right.
they're kind of hard.
But practice yourself outside of tuition, I'm fine. Because I don't think you're ready for exam for this one. I also not. Right. Okay. So Yankin, have you made your decision? Which one is the discharging process?
The generating
electrical energy.
Generating electrical energy.
All right. I'll compare it with the other guy just to test you. So the opposite of discharging must be the charging process.
Yes, yep.
Right. A battery is charged and of course discharge also, right? So when a battery is charged, you are saying that is not electrical energy generated from the redox reaction.
That is not electrical energy generated. No, I don't.
All right. You don't think so? And therefore, it follows that that is where the electrical energy is needed for the reverse reaction. That's charging, no? That follows
when using electrical energy,
which causes the reverse reaction to happen.
For the reaction to proceed.
Yeah, of course. If you don't supply the electrical energy, the reverse reaction will not happen and the battery will not be charged and That is what follows when you say discharging must be the electrical energy generated. Do you think all that checks out or not?
I think it does.
I think it does too. Right? I think it does too.
So here I have to show that electrical energy is generated in the ionic equation.
Right.
Here. So
and the E cell is positive, right? Yeah, okay. The E cell must be positive so that the discharging process is automatic, right? So to speak, right? Good. This is I will consider basic. This I will consider basic as in foundational. I will consider it foundational. Right. Okay. So Aditya, is the answer key satisfactory?
Yeah.
The minus 0.764 is acceptable?
Yeah.
All right then. All right. That means you professionally gotten all the important points.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now expect this to happen in exam, just saying. Yeah, I must ask this. So if they ask you to draw the absolute of this, can you or can you not?
I think I can.
All right. Directly or by drawing this first, then you go to absolute?
By drawing this first.
I would totally agree with that approach in exam. Doing it direct is, in general, I don't think a good idea. Even in exam, unless you're super good, but you're not super good.
Yeah.
So in exam, well, just do it this way, okay? All right.
Okay.
If you're happy, Aditya, let's move on to testing. I think the connection is up. Testing. Can you hear me, Ankin?
Yeah, I can.
Can you hear me, Ankin? Testing. Connection is out. Connection is bad. Hello, Yankin, can
Hello?
you hear me? All right, Aditya, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Connection is bad.
Hello.
The connection is bad. The connection is bad. Testing. The connection seems bad.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Testing. The connection seems bad. Hello, Aditya. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Hi.
Testing. Is the connection better now? Testing.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I can hear
you
you now. Yeah, I think I lost you guys just now, right? I think my side connection. Right. Sorry about that. Right. Sorry, Aditya. Yes. Would you like to move on to another topic?
Yeah, I'm looking to the drive for more log questions.
You want to go back to log questions, right?
Yeah, just for practice.
I'm okay. You don't have booklets for logs. Your own booklets.
I do, but I kept it somewhere. I need to look for it.
All right. I'm not saying that you have to do it now, but before exam, do that because you also want to know their standard, right? In case what you're practicing here is not enough, lah. In case, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But what you want to go back to log? I'm okay, but you don't want to go to another topic to cover? No, you don't want that.
I mean, the other topic is equations and inequalities, so it's just solving this.
So do you want to learn that during holiday tuition or not? What I'm saying,
can do it myself.
You sure? Because what I'm saying is, you notice that the night one is slightly more crowded, right? Right. So if we are learning something kind of new or revising something kind of new, this is the better slot to do it. Then you can do the log on the night one. Is what I'm trying to say. Because it's more crowded there,
okay.
less crowded here. Right. The morning slot that you usually miss is also the less crowded one. That's why it's a bigger loss, lah. Is what I'm trying to say. So if we want to learn something new or revise something intensely, this is the better slot. Okay. All right.
Okay, then I guess I'll do the.
Right.
May I go to the washroom real quick?
Yes, please. Right. So Yankin, the thing is 0. Wow. Huh? What? The E naught is so negative, right? That E naught is a very big negative, really.
I guess.
What, really? Huh? What? Part C.
I assume lead instead of sodium, that means it's lead metal and sodium ion. So I assume the lead is
No, it's lead metal and nickel chloride.
Ah, my God.
Why would you think that? Why would you think that's what? Well, no. What you're thinking is no. He specifically say that the lead is replacing the sodium metal. I don't think then the sodium metal will replace the nickel ion. That does not make sense. If that makes sense to you.
Not on the second read.
Okay.
So this is 0.13.
It will probably still be negative. It's just that negative 2.46 is very extreme and is suspiciously the negative of the top one. That doesn't sit right. That doesn't sit right. Yeah, this is much better. It's a very small negative. This is much more likely in the sense that the battery will not work.
But what about
so this is
what about B?
B, right? Aqueous potassium hydroxide is added to the nickel chloride. Nickel ion will precipitate, right? Nickel ion precipitate. So like the first sentence, reading comprehension wise, we're taking out the nickel 2 plus from the electrolyte. We're taking it out, right? It's no longer available. Is that good for the battery or not? What do you think first?
Is it good for the battery?
Yes, that's
I
roughly what you
think it is.
And why would that be?
Well, do you need equal proportion of
equal proportion?
I don't know. That's not what I say. I don't know. You need something to accept the electrons for the flow.
Yes, excellent. The redox must happen, right? You're taking out the red part, right?
Yeah.
The Ne2 plus is not available. So no reaction can happen. I mean, just to be clear, the redox, there's no such thing as only the oxidation, only the reduction. I mean, where would the electron go, right? There is no such thing, right? That's just basic concept in chemistry. The reality doesn't happen that way, right? You cannot just throw the electron out to the open, right? So you know that the acceptor of the electron is currently being taken out. Okay, so does that simply mean that the battery does not work, or is there something else going on here? Just to check lah.
What else would be going on here? Other
what
than
else could be going on here? Not would.
They ask for effect on the E0 cell, but
you're really, I think you're jumping the gun, right? You're jumping on the conclusion without following the clue first. Really, of course, the E0 will either the E0 does not happen. Let's say the E0 does not happen, or it will be something new. I'm totally giving you too much hint already. And that new E0.
What new E0? I don't think there'll be a new. Let me think. Potassium, but there's potassium.
Acceptor of electron. This is not very difficult, right? Is there a new acceptor of electrons?
Yeah, the potassium, I guess.
Are you nonsense, right? You're nonsense, right? Since when will a potassium ion accept electron? Since when?
I mean, with a lot of difficulty, I guess.
I mean, I suppose it's called a displacement reaction lah. The Na could force the potassium to accept it lah.
Yeah.
Right? He could. That's called a displacement lah, right?
Positive 2.71 and negative 2.92. I don't think.
Negative 2.9. Okay, so wait, that doesn't happen. The potassium will be doing the forcing, right? Something like that, right? Instead, right? Okay, so potassium plus cannot be forced to accept. Is that all the possible scenario there is?
I mean, you said the potassium will force the sodium. No, but the sodium isn't. There's two sodium ions.
Precisely. I know, and the potassium is already at the K plus situation, so it just doesn't happen lah. If it is K and Na plus, then something can happen, but that's not the case here. The potassium is potassium plus already. He's already very happy. Right? You cannot force that guy to become K. Cannot. In the name of accepting your electron, he's saying not going to happen. He's stronger than you, Na, right? Yeah. Good. So that's a good use of the E0 value for you. My question remains the same. Is there any other possible acceptor?
Any other possible acceptor?
You have to rule out everything. Sorry, what is it? Hydroxide. Okay, let's think. Can hydroxide accept electron? Right. And in what manner, I suppose?
Hydroxide, I don't remember. There was one, right?
Definitely there was one.
OH minus.
Yeah, unfortunately, the hydroxide is also taken up with the nickel, but I think there will be hydroxide left, I think there will be hydroxide left.
So it'll be it'll to go, so the hydroxide ion to go into oxygen and water, that will be a
release. No, there will be a release of electron, not an acceptance of electron.
But the Na will also release electrons.
So it doesn't work That's not the reaction to do We need a reaction that accepts electron. So can OH minus accept electron?
Chloride?
Okay, OH minus cannot. Chloride? Can chloride Cl minus accept electron? Seems very unlikely, but just to check, is it possible?
It also remove electrons, so it's also negative.
Yeah. All right, so Cl minus also cannot accept electron.
What's left?
No surprises here. So Cl minus gone, OH minus gone, K plus not gonna happen, nickel not existing. So there is no other possibility. No other possibility.
So there is no E naught value? Not just like
there is one more possibility, the H plus.
H plus.
The H plus that naturally occur in water, right? The problem is I'm working on whether the hydroxide remains. If the hydroxide remains somewhat, even the H plus is not available. The H plus is being depressed by the OH minus. You understand what I'm saying? The OH minus is eating up H plus also. Whatever it is naturally occurring in the water. Yeah, I think the OH minus will still remain. I think, the question doesn't make it clear. The question doesn't make it clear.
I guess it does not.
Then I will have to reason. I will say that, the OH minus will make the H plus not available. I will at least quote that with my reasoning. Right. So you run through every area possibility. So that's what you offer the examiner. Now, without wasting any time, let's look at the answer key. See whether we miss anything or not. Right?
Right. Give me a second. I'll select another page. Let me bring it up.
Yeah. However, just to be clear, the H plus from water is definitely a viable thing. Okay, definitely. That's how you electrolyze water. It's water.
Okay, wait.
If there's nothing depressing it,
Answers. Is it a physical book? Might have been a physical book.
Okay, Aditya, I can see you again.
Yeah, my dad called.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, so
again, I'm suggesting that if you have the intention of studying a new topic, switch now first. The later one, you can do your log.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes, Aditya.
Is it okay if I stop by 10 today?
I'm already mentally prepared you to stop earlier because of tiredness. So if you could last until 10, that's already better than expected. It's not easy to do a 3-hour tuition, really. It's not.
I mean, I've done 4-hour tuitions before.
I mean, with what kind of effectiveness?
Today I was like fasting, and my parents also didn't, they're bringing food from outside, and they said they'll be back around 10.
Correct. Now, what I'm saying is this. In case you haven't noticed, in our tuition, if it's a dinner, you're all free to eat anytime in the tuition. That one doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but like Indian food, we eat it with hands, so it's kind of.
you are absolutely right. Yeah, if you could last until 10, go and eat. Just go. Right? Just go. Dinner is important, right? All right. Okay. So again, look, what topics are we learning now?
Solving equations.
All right. You have the booklet?
Yeah, that's the one.
Right. Good. So Yanjin, is that okay?
Oh,
Have you
not that
found?
it doesn't happen at all. They say that because of the concentration of the nickel ion will decrease.
Decrease.
So by the Chatelier's principle, oh boy, where
Yeah.
is the equilibrium? I guess the equilibrium is in the equilibrium will shift left and give a more negative, what's it called, reduction potential.
Reduction.
They gave an Ni2 plus slash Ni. I think that's reduction, no?
All right. So what he's saying is that the Ni2 plus still remains somewhat.
Yeah.
Which is not our original reading. We thought that is precipitated fully, right? Is this? I'll think about it. Is that what the sentence say? Because the sentence are vague there, such that I assume the hydroxide is more, right?
I guess it could mean that.
Oh, it's vague. It's fake. It's fake. Yeah, it's very vague. Now, what the answer key is saying is that, okay, let's give it the I mean, let's give it like, what else can we do, right? Okay, there are some Ni2 plus remaining, right? There are some Ni2 plus remaining. So the concentration lowers, correct? Because of this, right? So basically the answer key is saying that the battery is weaker, correct or not?
Yeah, battery becomes weaker, I guess.
Correct. Because that, although it doesn't make the full sense, but if the electrolyte, the nickel 2 chloride is like electrolyte, if the electrolyte is weaker meaning the Ni2 plus is weaker in concentration, I don't think that does the battery any favor. The battery will be weaker as the result. There's just less Ni2 plus available. Therefore, reducing the potential of the cell. Right. The shift is just there to explain. Right. Right. Right.
So it just becomes more. We just reduce the, I don't know what they call it.
The available. It reduces the you just say you reduces the E cell, not cell, right? Okay. Because the Ni2 plus is less available. I will use the word less concentrated. Right? Then you just explain why it's less concentrated. That one is not fickle, right?
All right.
Okay. Right. Okay. All right. I suppose in exam, when the reading is vague, I think this reading is vague. Then you will make that assumption, no? Like the answer key.
Okay.
Aditya, I'm just, you're doing the function. Oh, what? Oh, you mean that you now want to try to solve the function? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But sorry, I misunderstood. Because you said yesterday this is easy for you.
I mean, some of them.
Okay, right. Okay, let me see your planning again. Sorry, what? Is there no other more difficult thing to practice first? Where's Aditya's planning? Why don't we Because this is not inequalities. What you're doing is not inequalities, although they have domain and range. But I don't think that's what they meant by inequalities. Right? So that's one. So you have two options here.
Should we start on trig?
Yeah, maybe. So that we don't waste time, you are very certain this will come out in exam, the trig.
The trig?
Yeah, you are very certain.
Yeah.
Right. And then, do you have any material on trig so that I don't over-teach you? No matter what happened, it cannot be the full trig one. Nonsense. Ainesh has been spending one term learning it and he hasn't even finished. It's such a big
It's not going to be the full thing. We got
right, so,
I got questions here.
Yeah. Show me. Yeah, show me. Why don't we just do this? Yeah, I think this is better. Because you did some trick in the e-math site already, right? So now this is going to be the a-math trick, right? Okay, yeah. No, let's practice all this, man. Let's practice all this, right? This will be more helpful, I feel, for you. Okay, now, can you, oh my goodness, the first one is already crazy for you, I think. Yeah. Can you sketch the graph of 3 cosine x minus 2? I did teach you this. Okay, let's do this, man. Let's do this.
Wait, I think we'll start from the questions from the book.
No. We'll start here. Come, give me 2 random numbers. I'll remind you that we learned this in holiday tuition. Right? Okay, give me 2 random numbers, please.
4 and 7.
I have replaced. Now I'm asking you to sketch this. So I'm going to do that for us. Yeah. Okay. Are you seeing the Jamboard? Right. Page 17. Come on, page 17, Jamboard.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So just put this to the other side. So I'm sketching something which is different from your question, so you can still practice your question, right? So how do I sketch this? Very professionally, I sketch only the sine graph. That's something that I know you can do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Professional. Yes. Sorry, that's bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Helpful points. So I just sketch the sine. Now, there is one thing that I didn't do professionally here, which is the middle line. Professionally, I cannot assume that it is the x-axis. I must not. However, the middle line is always very important. So my compromise is I draw that as a dotted line. Understand? Are you following?
Yeah.
Now, I have handled the sine x. I am saying that this is 1, 0, minus 1, as if this is the x-axis. As if. Can? So far, so good? As if.
Yeah.
So I will now handle the 4 and the 7. Which one do I handle first? I handle the 4 first. This is not a preference. This is what you do. Hup, 4, hup, minus 4. That's what 4 means, actually. 4 of sine x. So everything times 4. Why doesn't the 0 change? Aditya?
Because
4 times 0 is?
0.
Yeah. Remember, again, the sine x is 1, 0, minus 1 times 4. 0 minus 4. Simple, right?
Yeah.
So the 4 is handled. Now handle the minus 7. How do you handle the minus 7? Well, it's 4, 0, minus 4, right? 4, 0, minus 4, minus 7. Hup,
Yeah.
minus 3.
So
Hup, minus 7. Hup, minus 11. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, you see why I told you this is not the x-axis.
Yeah.
And it is still very important. You still cannot erase it. Please don't do that. Right? Instead, we draw the real x-axis. Think around there, 0. Can you see that? Around there?
Yep.
Like that. Okay. I'm almost done. I have to now write this as 2 pi. I think they want it in radian, isn't it? They want it radian. So, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you repeat what I just did? I did teach you this in holiday tuition, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Right, and we will be needing it. Right, looks like lah. So good lah. So let's recover everything. Now, two random number, please.
Okay. 2 and 5.
2 sine x minus 5. Now, please do your stuff. Right, do it professionally, like how I do. So, Yan King, do you have a... Yes, you have the difference. Okay, good. No. Yeah. Okay. That's true.
The cadmium, that part is just cut off in the question. I don't know if it's supposed to be.
I hope it is.
Yeah, I think
because because he tells you, yeah, because during discharge, right? So I will go from cadmium to cadmium this, right? During discharge. So the word discharge is important and it is to be understood properly. Okay, discharge, right? Discharge is where your E naught is positive. That's always true. Correct or not? That's always true. If not, how can the battery discharge, right? How can it be? Okay, so construct the half equation. Granted that you are yeah. I agree that is what is happening. That's the first part, I guess. You are assuming that the OH minus disappears. So just to make sure that
I don't think there's any OH minus in the cadmium electrode.
No, we start from cadmium, right? We start from cadmium, and according to the E naught table, the cadmium becomes cadmium OH, right? Which is to say, is the complete one is OH2 OH minus. I'm not saying that you should write it down. I'm saying that please check whether it cancels, because ionic. Look, just be safe. Just write that down first, right? If that makes sense.
Cadmium plus OH minus.
I mean, obviously, cadmium OH2. I'm so sorry. I say it wrongly. You are absolutely not correct. It is going to be cadmium OH2 exactly. Look, it's a solid. It doesn't even split to cadmium 2 plus ion. It doesn't even do that,
Oh.
You are definitely wrong here, Definitely. I'm very sure that you're wrong here.
Oh, wow.
The oxidation number do change. I agree, it's from 0 to 2 plus, but you cannot write CD become CD2 plus. That's just totally wrong. Based on reading. How you are wrong?
No, that's not going to be. No.
Yeah, that's not going to be. Just write CD become CdOH2 first, and then you balance it out like a normal redox, right? Because, at the first few skills that you learn, okay, how am I supposed to take care of the OH2, right? Now, here, I think you should write plus 2E first, right? That's probably true, right? Probably true. Or you can settle the I'm sorry. You should have settled the balancing part and write the electron. What am I talking about? Remember, if I have an extra OH minus here, I'm supposed to handle it this way and that way. Remember that skill?
I need OH minus.
Plus, if the OH minus is available, is there OH minus available?
It's in the electrolyte.
The aqueous potassium hydroxide. Okay, I guess the OH minus is available. It better be regenerated below. It better be. Right? We are not going to consume and not regenerate. How do I say this? Try and see what happened. I don't know how else to say. Try and see what happened.
See what happened? I mean,
because CD plus OH2 OH minus is totally wrong. This is just simply totally wrong. How do I know? Because the CD on the right-hand side is CD2 plus. It is CD2 plus. It's just not in an aqueous form. Are you sure that simply adding CD into OH minus to OH minus, which sounds about right, and then releasing to are you sure this is what happened?
Hang on.
Remember the one of the first few skills you learn in J1 is that I have an extra OH minus on the right hand side, so I don't just add OH minus on left hand side. The most I can add is water or something like that. You have to balance it with oxygen or whatever. That thing. Maybe that's what's going on. I'm just guessing right now, right? It's not gonna be very simple lah. I'm guessing, right? Just saying, right? Maybe that's what you need to think about. Maybe, right?
Yeah, try it.
And then the same thing with the NIO thingy, I think. Same thing, kind of.
So
Aditya, I lost your video from quite some time already. And you're also muted.
oh boy, how would you even? I mean, this is a. I think this is more correct, but
Yeah, so you will expect it to be canceled out later, right? So you're saying that this reaction will eat some water, right? And release H plus, right? That's what you're saying, right? Okay, let's look at the other reaction now. We haven't finished with the other reaction, and let's see what happened there.
NiOOH and NiOH2.
Yeah, so which become which in the discharging, right?
Oh boy, which become which? Well, it's the electro NiOH, so I have to assume it becomes NiOH2.
Yeah, I think that's a good assumption. Yeah, because in this situation, then the CD will be positive and that one will be negative. I guess that just makes sense. So Aditya, landscape, please. Landscape.
It's not.
Landscape. Your video went portrait. Go landscape, please. There.
I mean, do I?
You still have to do the balancing.
Yeah, but it needs an extra H, and I don't know if I can just H2.
Yeah, I mean, what do they didn't say anything about, okay, what happens if the right hand side has an extra H? So how do you handle that?
I mean, where would I was gonna suggest H plus, but I'm not sure if that's a thing here to like just bind the O to the H and then OH ion. I don't think that's a thing, isn't it?
I'll show it to you, right? Okay, I like if there's an extra H, add H plus. I mean, to be fair, there's an extra. Well, you can say that there's an extra. No, there's no extra O. We're talking about left hand side, right? Both same O.
OH2, you need to add a H plus.
What are you talking about? Left hand side, right hand side is both is double O. What are you talking about?
Oh, you need a H.
Need H. Yeah, you need a H on the left hand side.
Yeah, my bad. There are.
Correct, which there is no H available. But there are H pluses available in the form of water. Water do generate H plus from time to time, right? You don't even need an acid to do that. So that's why back then they tell you, oh, if you need H, add H plus because it is readily available. That makes some sense, I suppose, right? Right, add one H plus and that solves the problem, and one E right? And then you have to balance times 2 times 2 everything and everything does cancel out. Happy. That is usually a good sign.
CD.
Everything must times 2. Yeah, why are you rewriting things? Just
I need to write the full balance equation.
To me, I'll times 2 and cancel it, by the way. Oh, full balance equation. Oh, I'm so sorry. You have to write the full balance equation. I'm so sorry. You're absolutely correct. You cannot just ionic it here. Yes, sorry, that's what they want. So Aditya, your decision is -3. What's the middle line and where is the x-axis? Be professional.
Oh yeah.
The middle line needs a number. That is still a very important number.
So that's 0. So that's -5 now.
Right, and then you still have to draw the 0 appropriately within scale. So where is the 0? Where is the x-axis?
-1 and 0 is here.
Yeah, roughly there. Very good. You have a sense of scale. Right. You need the state symbol, Yanke. You do need to write down state symbol, please. Right.
So
put the 0, Aditya. And the last professional thing to do is to mark where the, the full graph ends where on the x-axis. You must write down it ends at 2 pi, it ends at pi, whatever that is. Right.
So this would be 2 pi, right?
Yeah, but you cannot draw it on the middle line, right? That's what we want. No, you have to draw it at the x-axis. That's just the professional thing to do. That means you have to trace it up. It's annoying, but that's what we need to do. Trace it up, draw the 2 pi near the x-axis, and that's why we need the x-axis. Even though the middle line is doing all the job. No, you don't do that. Look at how I do it. Look at how I do it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a formal rule that you have to label it on the x-axis. So the middle line is doing the job, but the x-axis takes the credit. Something like that. There you go. There. Right?
So if it's like 4 sine x, this is 4 pi.
No, you're mistaken. The one that changes the 2 pi is the number here, the number in front of the x, which currently is 1. So this is the number that will change the 2 pi. Better I train you also. For example, if this is 3x, right? For example, 3x, then this will be 2 pi divided by 3. Yeah, you got it all wrong. But you need to revise more, and the question that you're trying to do does not touch on that. So I'll pretend it doesn't exist first.
Wait, I don't think I learned this.
In the holiday tuition?
Because I wasn't here for like half the month.
Oh, yeah. I want to pinch you right now, man. Like the way I want to pinch Ines sometimes. So this is new. You got it?
Yeah, I get it.
Now do the question first. Now do the question. Do the question.
The question? Okay.
It's asking you to sketch something similar to this. Follow the professional way of doing things, right? Now, Yankin, is that okay so far? Does this make sense? This is, I think, what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Right. So
that was just a matter of,
yeah, it bothers me a bit that you weren't thinking about the balancing the redox thingy, which is way before electrochem lah, I must admit.
Yeah.
But redox is redox, man. Redox happens everywhere, whenever there's a redox. So voila lah, voila.
Fine.
Okay.
I think I can do part 2 myself.
Yeah, you know what is done, right? Okay, good.
B part 1, I kind of remember, but it's
okay. I would confirm that this is not very complicated. This is more like physics, somehow, kind of ish lah. So you can definitely use common sense here, definitely, if you follow the process. Just give it a try. Give it a try. You should give it a try, please. So Aditya, are we doing the first question of your booklet?
Yeah.
Right. What do they ask you to teach? And move up so I can follow. I want to see you do it professionally. That will help in exam. Yada yada yada. Oh, you're correct. Yeah, Yankin, you're correct. You need 0.1 mole of electron. Yeah. Which with the Avogadro, you will be able to find out how much is that, right?
so that's
How many?
How many actual number of.
Now, Aditya, I have a question to ask you.
Yeah.
They ask you to draw 2 things concurrently. Even this, I haven't teach you lah in the holiday tuition, right? They are basically asking you to overlap them lah, if possible. Now, my question is very simple. Which one will you choose to draw first? And does it matter which one?
I think I would draw it doesn't really matter which one goes first.
I disagree, but that will be your experience lah. I would disagree, but this is a practical disagreement because I think your life can be easier or more difficult if you choose the wrong order. The teacher won't care lah, but I care because it is different. right? So this is experience. Now, you choose you first, lah. Since you don't know, choose whichever you think is the best, lah. And let's see what happens.
I mean, personally, I'll start with this because there's more stuff to do.
You feel that there's the harder thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Subjectively, doing what is harder is better first, because then you were overlap the ones that seems to be easier on the harder one, right? If you do it the other way around, then you are trying to put something very hard into something very easy, but that just makes it even harder. Correct or not? So subjectively, I don't disagree with you. You must do the hard one first, right? So give it a try. Do the hard one first properly. Okay, and Kin, that is what?
I assume I have to find the charge. The amount of charge is
how did you get that Coulomb? I'm sorry. Huh? What? How did you get that amount of Coulomb? The Faraday what?
I think it's part of my
what?
I didn't actually check if my book. I just went by common sense.
What is that? If okay. Now I might be wrong. Maybe that thing is useful. Maybe oh wait, that thing is useful. I will use the physics way. I see where this is going. Right. Okay, fine. I'll agree with you. This is definitely the shorter way to go. I didn't know that they have given you this. So please check. I think you're correct. I think that checks. Yeah, I think that checks out. Aditya, are you okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Just thinking.
All right.
Yeah, 4825 seconds.
Okay, if you're curious how I would do it, physics-wise, I guess makes more sense, then please request. If not, obviously this is fine.
I mean, sure, I don't mind knowing.
Right. So I will do it just one more step. It's not that complicated. It just makes more sense to me. So I will go from what you have, right? I will go that this is this amount of electron, which is just a physics thing to do. I'll go there, and then I'll note that one electron is how many Coulomb, which is given. This one, no? Right? This is given.
Yeah.
Right. So I will go and figure out how many Coulomb is this. Simple, right? So 6.02 times 1.6 times 22 times 10^-19. So just for curiosity's sake, just type this guy, because this one is obviously already 10^3. So just type this one in the calculator for me.
So 6.02 times 1.6.
9.632, which is extremely close to your 9650, correct? See?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
And then put it over to.
Then same thing. Then you just,
Yeah, I want to say what.
Yeah, because 2 ampere is 2 Coulomb per second, right? So done. Right.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, that's where the Faraday constant gets it. It's just he just summarized this step. Make it easier for you. If you can use it well, then feel free to do so. Right. All right. So
for part 2, what do they mean by other possible products of the electrode?
Right. So what does overcharging means then? I mean, that's something new. What does that mean?
I mean, you touch beyond maximum capacity.
No, it's not the speed. At least I don't think it is the speed. I think it is the volt. Remember, the charging means you apply voltage, because if you don't apply voltage, how can it happen, right? The reason why it cannot happen because it is negative, is a negative E naught, the reverse reaction, the charging reaction, correct? I'm not making any sense.
But,
The discharging reaction is 0.4 volt positive, right?
Yeah.
So the charging reaction, which is the total reverse, right? That's all, right? You go from right to left. That's discharging law, correct? No, that's charging law. Make sense?
The charging it up will provide.
No, why do you say provide? You're nonsense. Charging it up will require.
Oh, it will require electrical energy to charge up.
Yeah, which is in the sense it will require volt, first thing first.
Okay.
Because obviously the reverse reaction is minus 0.4. No need to calculate. Obviously lah, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I will theoretically require positive 0.4 volt in charging. Right? Which is still not enough because that means total 0 volt. So maybe I need a little bit more lah, to get it going lah, that kind of thing. Make sense? So let's say I require 0.5, I have extra positive 0.1, it'll charge a bit slowly, but, it'll proceed. Okay, so far so good?
The extra
0.1 is just to shift it into the positive range lah.
Okay.
Because nothing negative will happen by itself. You have to, total it up and positive, and then it will start to happen lah, so to speak lah. Right, makes sense. So I will charge it with 0.5 positive. Usually in practice, I charge it higher than that because higher V means higher power. V times I ma. So I up the voltage, I up the current at the same time. I'll have more power, so therefore I will charge faster. We want our battery to be fast charging. Voila, that's it, lo. So far so good.
Yeah.
The problem is if you apply too much of a higher voltage, sometimes the battery breaks down, sometimes your phone explodes, but in this case, it is just going to result in the formation of other products, right? Now, that's what the thing say. The understanding is very simple. If you apply even higher positive, other reactions will start to be possible.
Oh.
That makes sense? Previously, you are just overcoming the minus 0.4, for the sake of recharging the battery. You greedy, you charge higher voltage, and then some other thing which have bigger minus will start to be possible. That is what it means, I think.
So the ones we said just now, some of the ones
is I think going to happen, but something else is also going to happen because something else is now possible.
Okay.
Right? And you're supposed to refer to the data booklet and to see, to scan and see which is possible.
Now with like extra voltage.
Yeah, now is I can so assuming I can overcome more than minus 0.4 because I have more, I'm applying more, that kind of thing. That's overcharging.
Okay.
Right. Aditya, you okay?
Kind of.
Oh, I cannot see. Sorry. Moving up, please. Let me see how. Moving up. Let me see how you do it. Okay, so you're trying. Oh, right. Okay, why do you have doubt in the sign X? I have a feeling that you're already about correct. Why do you have doubt? It seems okay to me, You want to make it bigger, is it?
Yeah, because like this is 3 cos x minus 2, and that was like 1. It's going to be like quite a pain too.
I agree. Good. Which is to say, I agree with you subjectively that you should do the harder one. I disagree with you objectively. I think the left one is hard. I think that. Right, but this comes by experience, you see. So, and that's what you're gaining right now. So Yankit, needless to say, you need to scan something that with the material already available. I don't think you should be scanning something which material is, potassium is available. Yeah, potassium positive is available. Yeah. Which is a very big negative. Wow, we're overcharging a lot. Okay. I think the OH, the OH minus reaction also must consider lighting.
Yeah, this one, the oxygen as a product.
Yeah, I think this one. Oh, this one is also. Oh, that's a positive. Sorry, what? That's a positive. Oh, sorry, let me see.
Positive this side, so it'll be negative the other side.
Oh, it's the same amount of negative. Oh, but you have to add it to the minus 0.4 for it to happen. Right? So I think this two is possible, but the first one is super overcharging. That's super overcharging. I don't think that's gonna happen. Practically lah, but of course you can mention it. Of course you can mention it. Right? No harm in that. No harm in it. Okay. Yes, Kakak Brian, I can see you. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, hello.
All right. Okay. Right. Aryan, I can also see you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. Soon we have to part ways, Yan Kina, just saying.
Okay.
Right. After you mention your stuff, go ahead and check the answer key. I hope it improves your understanding. I must say the electrochem questions are very varied.
I suppose
Let's
could be. Should I create answers?
Please do so. You're saying that there are no other options, right? I don't think the data broker gives you any other. So go ahead.
Oh, the answers do not mention K plus. But
which plus K? Yeah, because
K
it's
plus.
too high. It's too high. It's just too high.
But they do mention water.
Water.
I guess.
Another one. Where is it? Another one. Hey, first thing first, your presentation got problem. You're supposed to write minus 0.4, not positive.
Oh my gosh.
Right? That's not okay. Yeah. So another one that you're missing is which one?
The volt, yes.
The volt is also, but like I said, the K plus is too high of a volt. It's too much, right? So why are you missing?
Let me find it here.
Yeah.
There you go. H2O, this one.
Yeah, which is minus 0.8. Yeah, which is why yes, Ryan. Overcharging battery will cause it to, not explode, but bulk up, bloat. That's the bloating, no? That's the gas. That's it. And that's why the bloating gas can explode because it is hydrogen.
Okay.
With oxygen some more thrown in the mix. With oxygen some more. Right? I mean, you're basically electrolyzing water, right? No surprise there. There is water there, and you're plugging in electricity there. So again, no surprises there. Right? Okay. Hopefully you learned something.
All right. I think I have. I might either want to continue this in tomorrow's afternoon session, or I'll probably do physics.
Feel free to near exam. You do what you want. That's okay. You can rearrange, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Then
I'll see you
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
2 p.m.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing. All right. Bye.
Okay. Thank you.
You too. Okay. So Aryan, I'm just confirming whether Mike is attending. The reason is because Mike was unsure. So the moment I know the answer, and then we'll just start. Okay, Aryan. Right. So the plan is to experience a fast but smooth AMAT. Right. So I'm trying to handle the time problem. First thing first. Like, what's the best way to make AMAT fast without committing a lot of error? So that's what we're trying to do today. Right. So you do what you want first, but it won't be long. I'm just waiting for Michael's answer.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Ainesh, can you hear me? Ainesh, can you hear me? Oh, Michael's here. Ainesh, you're muted. Can you hear me? Wait. Okay. Yes, Ines. I'm just saying, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I can hear you also. Right. So if there is no violent objection, you will continue practicing the trigo stuff. Right. However, things may get tiring. Have you been feeling tired at the night, Ines?
Yeah.
Right. So do you think it is a good idea? If it is not a good idea, we should just stop and you get some rest.
I mean, learning even like 50% of what's going on is better than not learning nothing.
You sure or not? You okay? Yeah. Don't fall sick, That's what I'm trying to say.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, don't sacrifice your health. It's really what I'm trying to say, right? Your health is valuable. It's not something to sacrifice. Right. Let's just wait for Kakak Brian. Kakak Brian is just to the washroom, and then when he comes back, or rather, I'll just put you in the breakout room as usual, right? Right. So, Aditya, you're having a lot of erasing because it's a new thing, right? You're just experiencing.
Yeah, I'm trying to be neat.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't mind at all because we are far from exam and you haven't tried this at all. Obviously, you will be erasing a lot. After a while, you will be good at it, right? After a while, so no worries there. No worries. So, Michael, can I confirm? How do you feel?
I texted you that I was gonna go to bed, but then I changed my mind, and I decided that if I don't feel that bad, I'll just continue. But if I legitimately cannot pay attention to what you're saying, and I just
right,
I don't know, blank out, then I might as well just sleep. But
of course.
I'll see first.
Right. I totally agree with you. Right. Our health is not to be sacrificed. Our health. So Aryan, same thing with you. I'm assuming that you're fresh, you see. But if you're somehow sick or something, then we should recover. We should recover. Right?
Yeah.
So
it's not even because of me being tired. I just did some stuff at the gym, and then this happened, I guess.
Okay, so one comment about exercise. Look, even though I say don't sacrifice your health, which is I think always true, yeah, which I think always true, but we're trying to make up for we're trying to fix the AMAT time problem. All that we've been doing since yesterday is supposed to build up to this last 2 days. So this today and tomorrow night is supposed to be more intense because we're trying to do AMAT in a fast but correct way. We shall see whether it is possible or not. And therefore, slowly improve your speed, right? So that is also valuable to you, right, Michael?
Yeah.
So don't sacrifice the tuition time too easily by doing what you know will be like that. You gym near the afternoon. Yeah, you must have been unfit, right? Then you gym, then obviously you will feel tired. That's what it's like.
I didn't feel tired. I didn't go there for I don't know 2 weeks or something. Then I hit something. No, but then I hit something that I was normally able to hit easily, and then suddenly I don't know. I felt like blacking. No, I almost blacked out. And,
yeah, of course lah. Like gymming has always been an intense workout, right?
I suppose.
No matter your fasting, your fitness drop the moment you don't gym regularly. I mean, if you don't know now, you know lah, right? You experienced that yesterday, what?
Yeah.
Right. So it's not gonna recover soon. And if you try to push yourself to your previous limit, you will injure yourself. You probably have injured yourself. You just don't know yet. Right? The micro tears are always there, what? And you try to hit your previous limit, which you're currently not very fit, the micro tears are more. Micro tears, not tears. I'm sorry. I'm not referring to our crying. I'm referring to our muscle.
Yeah.
Right? I doubt you're just toning because you say you're hitting your limit. You're not toning, right?
No.
Right. So if you do that again tomorrow, which okay, now that I think of it, who even gym 2 days straight? Your muscle needs to recover what?
No,
Unless
you hit like different groups.
Yeah lah. Okay, at least you know that. At least you know that. So is that your general fitness which is in question right now?
Oh.
Yeah, okay. 2 weeks of stopping the gym is enough to drop your fitness level because maybe back then you were very good. Now you're just good. I don't know. Right? Okay. So if you do that again tomorrow, then the same thing will happen. Just saying, okay. All right. Take it easy, take it easy. Hit your 70% of your limit first. Take it easy. Don't die in the process. Huh?
Oh, okay.
Right. I don't do gym. I swim. If I try to swim after not swimming for 2 weeks, the same thing will happen to me like what will happen to you. Make sense? Same thing. Fitness is something that is ongoing, right? So Aryan, you don't gym, I suppose?
No.
But the same thing will happen if you force yourself too much, exercise. Yeah. So exercise, enjoy yourself. I'm okay. Just don't die or something.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Michael. So I agree with you, but don't sabotage your tuition too much. Also, you might miss out. All right, might miss out.
Okay.
Right. Now, yesterday has been easy, I think. Okay, almost a bit. Today, let's do something intense. Oh goodness, intense again, Michael. Don't die on me, okay?
I'll try.
All right, you'll try. So, Aditya, are you okay? Can you do the combination yourself? All right, first time. Now, before we start the intense one, yesterday we spotted the difficult questions, right? On the paper that I sent you. Do you still remember what topic it was, Aryan and Michael?
Yesterday night.
Yesterday or 2 nights ago, I think. Sorry, 2 nights ago probably. Right. We spotted when we're looking at the A math question, we kind of say, okay, wow, these two topics, I think is the difficult one for paper 1. Do you still remember which one, Aryan, Michael?
Sorry, no.
Right. Aryan, checking, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So you also don't remember the topic?
Sorry, which one?
We were looking at a math paper, right?
Oh, yeah.
A math paper, and then we were saying, okay. I think these two are difficult, right? It's not difficult, and you were trying one of the supposed difficult question, and turns out that it's very difficult to do even anything. Remember?
This is the log. The
log one. So we suspect that it is difficult based on the shape, and then it turns out to be correct, Correct or not? Turns out to be correct. So there is one more. Do you remember? It depends per person, but do you remember there's one more which seems to be difficult?
Is it the CG, the without the
CG we're drawing? That's a warning sign. So let's see, you're correct because there is no drawing. It is a warning sign, right? Because CG usually have drawing.
Yeah.
Right. And therefore, we have to spend more time in drawing first, right? That would be recommended. Now, I'm going to share a new Jamboard with you because share. I'm sharing with Aryan, and then I'm sharing with Michael. And if Noah comes, I'm sharing with Noah. Okay, Michael, so feel free to look at the new Jamboard, right? And look at the questions that I mentioned and see that, remember, okay, you suspected that to be hard, right? And
sorry, what's the name of it?
The new Jamboard, you may want to refresh. It's just today's date, as for holiday tuition, something like that.
I don't see it.
Aryan, do you see it?
Yeah.
The new Jamboard.
Today is 10th of September.
Yeah,
I'm inside. It's just I write it the other way around, right, Michael? Right. So
yeah, I'm inside.
Right. So I'm going to put one more question, which to some people seems a little bit iffy, just a little bit, right? Just a little bit iffy. Just put the 3 questions in front of you. This is from paper 1. Remember, I promise you 2.5 questions will be hard. That's just how they design it. And the topics will be random lah. And the way they make it hard is, well, their own creativity. Right? So these are the 3 candidates, I believe lah. Right? Aryan, I believe you say that question 6 is not too difficult for you. I believe lah.
Wait, which one is it?
Oh, you see in page 1, I put 3 questions. Right? You say, right? All right. Okay, good. You think the correct one? Okay, a bit iffy lah. So, Michael, what do you think about these 3 questions? Just to confirm first.
Given that log 2 equals to x, log 3 equals to y.
You haven't tried the one, right? That should sound your alarm immediately. That is not an easy log question. No, not by right. That is something that you avoid immediately. As Aryan
I guess question 6 is all right.
Question 5 is not. Question 13, because there's no drawing. Iffy. Okay, alarm. It does sound some alarm.
Coordinates of the foot. What is that? The
Yeah,
coordinates of what is this?
You get my point? Even trying to understand the question first and without the drawing is already an iffy proposal. It's already, hiya. So you get what I mean. Now, I want both of you, before we go to the intense workout, okay, I'm saying we have to do intense workout in email, okay? Wham. These 3 hard questions, we'll just take our slow time and confirm whether it is hard or not. Of course, by doing it lah. Right? So Michael and Aryan, this is not intense workout. This is warm up, but with a hard question. Take it slow. Please show yourself, is question 6 easy or not? Yeah, sorry, difficult or not? Okay.
So we do it on paper.
On paper, please, or on Jamboard. And I don't even mean you do everything. I mean you do until I am very sure this is hard, or I'm very sure this is easy. I no need to continue. So you're dipping your leg a bit more. Understand?
Yeah.
Right. So please do that. Noah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. So look at the Jamboard. I have 3 supposed hard questions, right, from the previous paper. Question 6 is what I'm asking you to try now in earnest to see whether it is actually difficult or is actually not so difficult for you. So, okay, no intense workout. This is maybe difficult. We do it a bit slowly. Now, your video also, please. Yeah. Okay. Now, Aditya, I have to say something. Aditya, you have been going back and forth, right? Right. So, Aditya, again, I was telling you that I think the left guy is harder, right? But subjectively, you did the right thing. It's just that you don't know which one's actually harder. So subjectively, you choose the right thing. Now, when this happens, you don't change gear. So this is what I will ask you to do. So it turns out that the left one is not that easy to integrate. That's the whole problem. I'm trying to put it in this non-blank piece of paper. That's the problem. You understand me?
Yeah.
Aditya, what you should be doing is like me. You should be doing a small sketch, not a tidy drawing. Do a small sketch to figure out all the position. Then you draw your tidy drawing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do a simple sketch without your ruler, please. Don't do your ruler, please.
I mean, I think I figured out like what the middle line is and what I was doing wrong.
Okay, you're not listening to me. I'm asking you to sketch small on the edge first. But if you want to continue trying, go ahead. This will be your experience. This we will carry in exam. Right? So do what you want. Either you sketch small thing first and then go and commit, or you can commit directly. Okay, Michael and Aryan, your video, please. So Noah, you're trying the partial fraction one, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm asking everybody to try until they are certain this is hard or they are certain this is not so hard. So I'm not saying that you should finish it. That's what I'm saying, right? Okay. Oh yeah, you're progressing. Aryan, you're progressing. reasonably well, and you're breaking it up properly. All right. So at this point now, Aryan, don't do C and C. That's not good. Do C and D, please.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Right. Now, Aryan, at this point, have you answered the question, is this actually hard or not?
No.
All right. I'm convinced that you know it's not hard. Right? I'm convinced, right? So I'm just waiting for Michael and Noah to reach that stage, right? Now, do the other question. For example, do the CG question. Follow my advice. Draw first, then is this going to be easy or not? Right? Okay, you evaluate properly. Now, if this is exam, Aryan, of course, you'll be leaving more space to finish the thing, right? Okay, but now you don't need to do that. Right? Good, Aditya, good. See, yeah, good. Now with your small sketch guideline, you can draw it much better. Remember your helpful points. Remember your helpful points. Now, in your small sketch, you didn't put the period. What is the period? It's very confusing if you don't put the period.
The period?
Period is the graph goes from 0 to where in the x-axis? The end of the graph
2
is
pi.
Right down there, right down in the small one, 2 pi. Now, are you sure you're using your guide properly in your big drawing? Are you sure or not? Because it doesn't look like you're using it properly. You're not paying enough attention on the x-axis. It's supposed to stretch from 0 to 2 pi. Oh, sorry. One last practical thing. The guy below the x-axis, you can erase it. For the absolute value, you're not even supposed to let it be there. You're supposed to erase it afterwards. You understand? Yeah. So get rid of it if it helps you, because you need to get rid of it anyway. Michael, video, please. No videos?
Yeah. Hold on.
Right. So, Aryan, you are drawing the point, right? Now, do you think you should draw the line? Do you think so? Is that going to be helpful to you?
Yeah, I think could be.
All right, then maybe spend some time there, even in exam. Right? So Noah, at this point, have you seen for yourself whether this is going to be easy or not?
I think I could be able to do it.
Right. So I have a bad news for you. You are wrong. This is very bad of you. This I don't expect from an experienced student like you. Your first step is totally wrong. And therefore, this is a waste of time, almost a waste of time. Think carefully what you're missing, because Aryan and Michael definitely get the first one correct, the first step correct.
I get the first step correct, and I don't know how to arrange it.
Hey, you bloody nonsense. You don't have to. That's not an acceptable weakness. Plug that gap. That will cause you a lot of problem. Think carefully what you're supposed to do. By the way, you do it also. I want to pinch you right now, Michael. Must be your gym, right? Your first step is the correct concept and you carry out wrongly. You nonsense. No, wait a minute. You are correct. Oh my goodness, your gymming helps. You are correct, Michael. Aryan is wrong. Aryan, your first step is carried out wrongly. Michael is correct, even though Michael cannot continue.
Yeah.
Oh, suddenly I'm very happy with you, right? So now let me help you. You must know how to help yourself in AMAT, right? So write down improper fraction. Wait, no, that's not what well, I guess you can do that lah. Michael, you're writing the fraction wrongly. What nonsense?
No, I'm writing you told me to write an improper fraction.
Oh, no, you have already done it. So 7/3. 7/3 is equal to? Improper into the mixed fraction.
To 1 out of.
Right. You see the 2 in the division, you see the 1 in the division, and you see the 3 in the division. That is what you're supposed to do. It's very simple. Use this as a guide. Help yourself. You're already helping yourself. Please use it fully. Noah, you don't get your mistake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very bad, Noah. Very, very bad. You're rushing to do things. You're not thinking. The top guy and the bottom guy, the power is the same.
Oh.
That's a big no-no. What are you supposed to do?
Right.
Okay. No, this is not okay, right? This is supposed to be basic skill in polynomial, yeah? Refresh yourself, okay? This is not okay. Now, Aditya, you're drawing the graph from 0 to not 2 pi. Totally not okay. It's totally not okay.
Teacher.
Yes, Arya.
How am I wrong?
Let me think carefully. Did you draw the graph correctly? Let me see.
No, this one. The partial fraction you said was wrong.
Okay, tell me who is divided by who?
Oh, yeah.
It's wrong that way, right?
Yeah.
Wrong that way. Right. Aditya, that's not okay. Aditya, that's not okay. You're messed up. You're messed up. According to your sketch, it's from 0 to 2 pi. The shape should be like that. What you put into the big guy, the shape is correct, but it doesn't stretch from 0 to 2 pi. It kind of stretch from 0 to 1.5 pi, I think. Oh my goodness. I know your mistake. Oh goodness me. Oh, what are you doing? I know why you're wrong. I know why you're wrong. You mess it up yourself, right? Okay. So look at Ainesh. Look at Aditya. In page 17, this guy is 2 pi. What are you talking about? That guy is 2 pi.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that is 2 pi.
Yeah.
Then why do you draw this to this not until 2 pi? Why do you stop at?
Because, like, I mean, this distance is like...
Testing. I think I was cut off. Right, Aditya, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So I was asking, how come you didn't draw your cosine graph up to 2 pi? Why do you shrink it to 1.5 pi? Why do you do that?
Because, like, this distance from 1 to -2.
Yeah.
That's like 1 quadrant, right?
1 quadrant is the x-axis, not the y-axis, you know?
Yeah. Like, it's the same length. Like, this part and this part is supposed to be the same length, right?
No. Whoever say that to you? What nonsense. They don't have to be the same length. What are you talking about? They can be squashed. They can be heightened.
Oh.
That part is supposed to be 90 degree, and you are already very clear where 90 degree is, which is not there. Oh, that was the problem. I see. Yeah, no, they're not supposed to be symmetrical that way. No, unnecessary.
Okay.
All right. So, Mike, just to confirm that you are certain this is not difficult, lah. That's why you stop here, right?
Probably not. No.
All right. Like
then sub-random stuff.
Yeah. No need to continue anymore. No. Now you know that it is not difficult anymore. Now you can proceed normally, right? Okay. Yeah. So good for you, lah. 6 mark is hopefully yours, right? So now do the CG question, because it is alarming that it is not drawn. I suggest that you should draw. Yes, Aditya. Michael, yes. Michael first, yes.
So the CG question is not drawn, and with help
you should draw
it. Okay.
Not just help; it's guaranteed that it will help. In fact, if you don't draw, I'm very worried.
Okay, then
I'm very worried.
What does foot mean?
Draw the point and the line first. Then I'll explain the foot. It's very difficult to explain the foot without the drawing, right? Okay. So yes, Aditya.
Mr. Phillips, I was thinking maybe we could stop here today because I also need to attend to nature's call.
Okay, there are many disruptions. Yeah, there are many disruptions. All right. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Okay,
right?
see you.
Bye-bye. So Noah, are you convinced that this thing is no longer difficult?
I think so.
All right, then let's stop here. You don't need to continue. However, your mistake is not okay. Your mistake was not okay.
Okay.
Right. Remember that step, because it seems that you actually know that you're supposed to do that. your flow is not proper lah. Your flow is not proper. The way you approach partial fraction is not okay lah. It's not okay. It's not okay. So pay strong attention to that. Now, try the CG question and see whether it is actually difficult or not. Strong advice to everybody: you need to draw it, right? You need to draw it. Now, Aryan, do you know what foot means? Because you have finished drawing, right? You know what foot means?
Yeah, the end of the perpendicular. I think I solved it.
Oh, you solved it? Really? Wow. Okay. Because you didn't even draw the foot. Okay. Let me check. Let me check. What you did is right. Gradient is correct. Yeah. Visual line. Oh my goodness. You are absolutely correct. Good. Try drawing the foot in the drawing itself. Where do you think the foot is, just to make sure? Oh my, I like you. Okay, good. Good. And as you can tell, if I draw the foot is where it meets, right? Okay, you're claiming that the foot coordinate is something comma 6, right? Half comma 6, am I correct?
Yeah.
Based on your drawing, rough drawing, do you think you're correct?
Yeah, it's quite close to 6.
Yes. That's why I'm very happy. As you can tell, I hope drawing is a good investment of your in exam. It gives you a lot of confidence, which is what we're aiming for in AMAT. Because if you want to be fast, you have to be confident. No point being fast without confidence. Good job. Now, the other guy is very hard, correct, Aryan? The other guy is where you don't even know how to start, right? Would you like to try a little bit more while waiting for the rest?
Yeah, sure.
Right. Who knows, you can discover something, right? Good. Right. Your accurate drawing is not bad, Michael, and I feel that you're doing it quite fast. I feel, and I think you're doing it very well also. That's a good thing. Right. So now, Michael, we are ready to explain what foot is lah. Right. So, do you realize that the foot blah 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 isn't that usually talked about in EMAT? No, me?
No.
Oh, right. Okay. So please.
If it is, it's probably don't use the word foot then.
Maybe. I'm guessing maybe that's true. Now go down. I'll copy your picture. I'll use your picture to explain. Go down a bit because I cannot. Yeah. Okay. That's nice. Okay. So referring to the combined Jamboard. Yeah. So I'll just use your drawing. Okay, so the specific word is the foot, which is very weird, right? The foot of the perpendicular from that. It is a very weird phrase. It's a very old phrase, which again, it's very weird. What it means is extremely simple. Look. You please understand what it is.
Okay.
There. First thing first, I'm drawing a line perpendicular to the other line, right? That's the perpendicular and hitting the point.
Okay.
Right? The foot is this guy, that's the foot.
Are you writing something? Because I don't see it.
On the Jamboard, yes.
I don't see any writing.
Oh, it's unstable. Stable. Try again. It's unstable connection. Can you hear me, people? Perhaps you're disconnected. Hello.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Okay, can you hear me? I can hear you. Yeah, okay. I think I'm back. Right, sorry again. Disturbance again. So, Michael, do you see anything in the? Oh, it's gone. Well, I'm writing is gone. Right, so yeah. So I'm going to try again. So Michael, right? The explanation is: look, first I'm drawing a perpendicular line, which is again perpendicular to the line and hitting the point, right?
Wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. It looks kind of like a bisector. It's clearly not a bisector. Just say, right? It's perpendicular lah, but that's about the similarity, lo, right?
Okay. Bisector will be in the middle, right?
Yes. So this is not in the middle. My aim is to hit the point, which therefore it is not in the middle lah. I guess that's the difference lah. The foot, which is a very arcane phrase, is that guy lo. That's the foot lo, right? By this drawing, you should know what to do lah.
Oh, normally they'll just call it the normal though.
And that's not, I mean, the line is normal, but no, they cannot, because a normal line can be anywhere, right? They have to say something is, okay, there's a line normal to this line hitting that point, and then the intersection of that point, it's a very long phrase.
No, but can't they just say that is the normal to that line and it intersects that point?
Yeah, which you can see why it is longer than the phrase the foot of the perpendicular, which is unfortunately they choose to use the shorter phrase because we don't necessarily understand. That's unfortunate, right? Now you know what it means. Watch out for it. Watch out for it. So now, would you like to try just to see whether it's really easy or not?
I mean, I just have to find the gradient, inverse the gradient to the normal, and then sub that coordinate. Yeah, I kind of know what to do.
Yeah, understood. Now, go back to the logarithm. You have confirmed that this question is not difficult, correct?
Sure.
Okay, so try the logarithm. Aryan is still stuck, yeah? So, yes, no?
How am I supposed to find?
Okay, right. So the drawing, although it's not very accurate, but it is reasonable lah. It's not bad lah. It's not bad, yeah. So you are to find the foot of the perpendicular, correct? That's a very weird phrase. Only Aryan understand. Aryan understand and did it well. That means if we understand the phrase, it's not gonna be very hard, right? Aryan has proven that. Okay, so I explained to Michael using Michael's drawing there. The foot of the perpendicular is, this is the foot. Do you see that in the Jamboard now?
Yeah.
The new Jamboard, right? So apply that to your drawing just to check that you understand, right? The foot is supposed to be, that's not what it means, Noah. Look, Noah. Where's the perpendicularity?
No.
Where's the perpendicularity, Noah?
Okay.
Perpendicularity. How is that line perpendicular to the line? How is that so? That perpendicularity is not hitting the point. You're supposed to hit the point. Draw a perpendicular line which hits the point first. You're forcing yourself to use 6.25. I never said that foot is 6.25. Never. Why do you force yourself to use the 6.25? Something like that. Yeah. Now, where's the foot? The foot is the intersection. There, that's the foot. That's what the phrase means. Learn it in case they use it. Okay. Now, are you convinced that this is not difficult, or you still need to try more?
Maybe I'll try first.
All right, feel free to do so. Now, Aryan, maybe a little bit of a hint. Right? This is meant to be difficult. Yeah. Yes, Michael. Yes, Michael.
I've discovered the solution.
You have discovered the solution. You are generally better at this thing, isn't it? Right? Okay, good. I'll just give some hint to. Are you sure that you discovered the solution?
No, wait, hold on.
Are you sure you're allowed to use LG5? So, I mean, if you're sure, then I think you discovered it lah.
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay, if the solution is allowed to have LG5, then I guess so. I guess so. I'm just not certain.
Yeah.
That's my issue. I'm not certain there. I might be wrong, lah, but I'm not certain there. Right? Okay, so normally, Aryan, you would first notice that the base is different. From what they give you and what. So remember what I said? No matter what the logarithm question is, at least try making the base the same. At least try that first. If there is nothing else to try.
There's no change on the other side, right?
I'm sorry, you're saying? Sorry, what?
There's no change on the other side, right?
What do you mean there's no change on the other side?
Like if I change base in the log on the left-hand side, then nothing will happen to the right-hand side, right?
There is no left-hand side and right-hand side. I don't mean that we change this one. I mean, or rather, you can change this one, but I mean that I think it's easier to change what our goal.
Oh, okay.
Like they want us log base 524. Alamak, how am I even supposed to use what they give me, right? That's just too much already. So at least change the goal, right? We can change the goal, we can. Maybe that will arrive somewhere. Maybe. At least try that, right? If nothing else, right? If nothing else. All right, so Michael, you're sticking with this answer, correct or not? I mean, you have LG5 in the answer what to do, right? There's nothing else to do, right?
Yeah.
Considering the time we have left, because we'll probably do this at the last, that's my strong advice. Probably this is where we will end up, right? Probably. So probably there's nothing else to do. Right? Now I'm going to give you a news. You decide whether it's a good news or bad news. Right? I purposely use a paper which there is no answer key. Not even a short one.
Oh.
So we wouldn't even be able to compare with the working of the answer key. No. If this is the best that we can get, that reflects what we can do in exam, correct? Because there is no answer key to compare. Right. And in this situation, I mean, this question can compare, but I think there's no point. So if this is exam, is this where you stop? Or would you continue being, curious? That's up to you. What will you do? What will you do, Michael?
Wait, I'm gonna skip it.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do that also. I mean, there are other marks to gain, right? There are other marks to gain, right? Okay, so I'm just waiting for Noah. Okay, Noah, you have decided that it is not very difficult. Am I correct?
Yeah, coordinate geometry.
All right, yeah, the coordinate geometry one.
Yeah.
All right. So can I confirm with you, is drawing a good investment on time or not?
Yeah, but I understand what to draw.
Right. Then think carefully. Will you invest that time in O-level exam?
Oh, yeah.
I strongly suggest that you do. Strongly at the start. Michael, same question with you. Is the drawing a good investment of your time?
Yes.
Is it good enough for you to invest that time in O-level?
Yeah.
I would think so too. I would definitely do that immediately. Right. That's what I'll do. Right. So guys, everything, I mean, you're dealing with the logarithm one. Right? I mean, I just give them 2 more minutes, Mike. I just give them 2 more minutes because they might be too.
This is the best I could do.
I agree. I mean, that's the same thing as Michael. I mean, we are left with LG5 below, right? my left. Aryan, I lost your video.
Oops, sorry.
Right. Okay. Now, Noah, you take a slightly different route. Well, what you're doing is
I don't think
not wrong, but yeah, I mean, I like the second line lah, but I'm not sure about the final line. I don't think so lah.
Yeah.
I don't think so lah. Right. To me, I'm just explaining to Noah, and then we're going to go to what our main course today. Okay. We're going to go to our main course today.
Okay.
So Noah, I believe a slightly better route is what Aryan and Mike has taken. Now, I'm not claiming that this is wrong. This is obviously correct. Plus, it may be useful in some other question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. So I think that this is in general a good idea to write. Right. What I want you to do is to be open. Maybe this question will still use the first one. Maybe it's the second one. We don't know. Now, you weren't open there. So in that sense, it costs you a little bit here. It does cost you here. So I feel that it costs you an opportunity because you weren't open on using the first guy, the original guy, right? So I like this one. So the top one, if I use a log rule, will be, LG2 plus LG2 plus LG2 plus LG3. Do you see that? Because you didn't see that just now.
Oh, okay.
Right, and then, well, we can use the top guy to the x plus y, correct? Now, everybody's thumb at the bottom one. Nobody knows how to do the LG5. The LG5 bothers me. I think it bothers everybody, right? I don't think your approach is also necessarily correct. I don't think so at least, right? So this is where we are, and there is no answer key. I purposely choose a paper that there is no answer key. None of us can cheat, right? So if this is the hardest question, I think we can leave it there for now. Like maybe we'll get 1 or 2 marks. If we are blessed, we'll get 4. Who knows? In O level, you'll know very late. You'll know very late, I guess. You'll know very late. I mean, I think one day or 2 days after the paper, then some kind of answer key will start to circulate. Right? Maybe at that time you will know, which is already too late for the paper. Right? Okay, any other question? Okay, people, now let's go to the main course. Now, the main course is supposed to be not the hard question. I'm just settling the hard question for us first, right? You suspected that those are hard. Whether it's actually hard or not, you have given it a try. So good for you. Now, I'm trying to solve the time problem in AMAT. There will always be a time problem. So I'm trying to make everybody faster in an appropriate way. Faster, and still the result is better. Because if you go faster inappropriately, your result will simply suffer because you make a lot of mistakes or you cannot think properly. So one more time, for a few times in our tuition, our goal is to make ourselves faster very appropriately. Hopefully that will work for you. This is not an easy thing to do because AMAT is never an easy thing to do. But you could be faster and still be correct. Then that will be a great help for your AMAT. Yeah. Now, who likes composition?
I don't mind it.
Very good, Michael. How about you, Aryan? Composition?
Composition is quite okay, I guess.
Any no hatred, no preference, I suppose.
It's just kind of like okay. I mean, I don't really
to comprehension though.
You prefer composition to comprehension, Michael? Very interesting. Very interesting. Whereas Aryan, I think you will prefer comprehension to composition.
Yeah.
But you don't mind, huh? You don't mind.
I don't mind.
Good to know. Don't mind. Of course, composition, I guess, also exists in history and SS, I suppose, yeah? Right. That's what you need to do, right? How about you, Noah?
I don't like comprehension.
You don't like comprehension. You don't say. You don't like it.
Yeah.
Understood. How about composition?
Pretty fun with it, I guess.
You prefer composition better than comprehension. You were saying that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because I've been thinking this for a while. I always notice that the way I do paper or question is slightly different from the way that you guys do it, right? In the past, I think it must be based on experience. But lately I've been thinking maybe I can teach you. Maybe I can teach you to be hopefully approaching my speed and still be very correct. That's our aim, right? That's our aim. I hope I can achieve that with you guys, right? Okay. This only applies for questions that you think are easy or standard. When things are difficult or hard, you slow down and do the appropriate thing. Okay, you have been warned. If you try to apply a speedy thing to a question which is hard, you can forget about it. You should forget about it. So you suspect a question to be hard, slow down, simple. Just like the 3 questions just now. Until you are certain it is easy, then maybe you can speed up again. Do you understand what I'm saying first, Noah, Michael, and Aryan?
Yeah.
Right? If I want to boost your speed, don't use it improperly. Because I myself slow down tremendously when I think something is hard. Because all my alarm is sounding, so I take it slow. Okay? When there are no alarm sounding, I go fast, I suppose. I go fast. So hopefully you can achieve that. Now, I'm copying the question here. So yeah. I'm copying the question. Yeah. Now, you see question 4 in page 2. Yes, people. No need to do it first. No need to do. Right. Okay. Yeah. Question 4. Right. So, people, I am trying to explain what happens in my mind, how I approach it, things that I don't necessarily are aware of until I think about it. Then if I think it is beneficial to you, I share it. That's what I'm doing right now, right? You will notice that it may be the same or it may be different to how you approach things. But I'll try my best to explain why I do it and why it is beneficial before we actually feel it, right? So I believe a math paper is a composition paper. It's not a reading comprehension paper. Michael and Aryan, I believe that the section B of your pure chemistry is very similar to reading comprehension. And so you treat it that way, you should activate your reading comprehension there. I believe A math is a very long composition paper.
Oh.
Which is to say, like in an A math paper, you are supposed to deal with, 11 to 12 questions, okay, 10 to 12, right? I think the best analogy I can say is each question is like a long paragraph. When you compose, let me get this straight to all of you. You seem to don't mind composition. You don't just write your words right immediately, right? That's not how you compose. Correct or not?
No.
How do you compose, Michael, before you put the first word?
I write down like actually it depends. Sometimes if I just can think of it right off the bat, then I'll do it.
No, I'll make it very clear. This is not one paragraph composition. This is like you're composing 5 to 6 paragraph, an article basically.
Yeah, no, I know. Even like that, if I know how to do it like right off the bat, I won't bother like writing down points and notes. Because like if I write down points and notes in English, I'll be restricted to those because I'll be like more scared to get out of line or out of track or off track. Yeah. of the notes. But then if I know what to do already, then I won't write it down. So like I don't know, I just let everything flow. But I guess it's different for what's it, A-math?
I suppose. Again, nobody ever said to you that A-math is a composition. I just think about it recently. That's the best analogy. Now, Michael, I take it that you are good at composition, so you can do things on the fly. So you don't even have to, write down a guide for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Now, but if you're not certain on the subject or the content, you will do yourself a favor by at least writing an outline.
Yeah.
I think I want to say this in this paragraph, this paragraph. I think I'll make sure I'll say these things. I'll probably follow the format the teacher suggests, and then I'll try to fill in the words as I think. If that makes sense, right? Correct, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, Noah and Aryan, you may do it similarly. You may do it differently. Can I confirm around there? That's how you compose, I suppose, at the start.
Yeah.
Yep. Noah?
Yeah.
Right. Then I have another question for you. Right. Does the format change a lot every time you compose? The structure of the format? Not a lot. How about you, Michael?
No.
Right. Aryan, you've told me your structure also don't change much. Correct?
Yeah.
Now that is the two similarity I noticed between composition, whether history, SS, English with A-math. The structure of the standard question in A-math never really changed. It is almost too easy to memorize. At least that's how I see it. That's why I check your working extremely fast, because I already know in the back of my mind what is supposed to happen, what you will call the structure. Noah, your structure in your polynomial just partial fraction just now is definitely missing the introduction. You're missing the long division. You didn't think of it as the first thing to do, no matter what, must have first. That caused you to, in this case, waste your entire paragraph, really. It's gone, your mark is gone there. The 6 marks are more. Just so happens it's a 6 mark. So you have a structural problem. You need to fix it by simply, do long division first lah. If no need, then good lah. If I need, then I do lah. First thing first. It's like an introduction sentence or the opening sentence, which is informal letter is part of the structure. Okay, Noah, you understand what I'm saying here?
Okay.
I'm not making things up, right? I'm not like, I'm inventing some theory, right? You do have a structural problem. You think that the long division is not important at the start. Even though you can do long division. Now, whereas Michael and Aryan did it very well. Now, Michael, Aryan, and Mona, I already sense that you guys have your own structure in A-math. That is the mark of an experienced student. Before you go very fast or faster than what you can do, I will make the structure appear. We will discuss whether the structure is good or not. And then you do it as fast as possible after we agree on the structure. That's how we try to increase our skill, at least at the first. Okay, Michael, Noah, Aryan, we're treating this as composition, so to speak, right?
Okay.
Right, so for an increasing or decreasing question, what is the common structure? Let's make it appear. What do you think? I'm open to opinions. Or is there no structure at all, Michael? Michael, is there no structure at all in increasing, decreasing? Guys, can you hear me? Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Nobody has any idea about the structure of an increasing question. Nobody. Nobody, yeah? Nobody. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something very important. The structure doesn't depend on the content. The structure, in general, does not depend on this equation. It does not at all. That's just how you approach composition, right? The structure is about the same most of the time. The content should be different, right? The topic is different. If you think that the structure is dependent on this equation, I think you're already doing it wrong, right? So just like you, if you think that I need to see the equation first before doing long division, you are missing out on the structure. The structure is always there. You should always consider long division first, no matter what the equation. You get what I'm saying, no?
Yep.
It's a mistake to consider the equation, then think about long division. No. You bring long division, you consider the equation. The other way around. Now, Michael, I remember before the exam, I explained to you one thing. That's a structural explanation. I explained to you that increasing, decreasing function is very similar with another topic. What is it?
Increasing, decreasing function is similar to
the approach of another sister topic. What is it?
Wait.
Come on. Yeah, I'm going to put the question, since none of you has an opinion currently, or you seem to think that increasing, decreasing is some sort of a mysterious function, and Michael, you forget also. Okay, I'm going to put the sister topic, which I believe has a very similar structure to increasing, decreasing. So I'm putting it there, right, in page 2.
Isn't it maximum?
Yes, that's my claim to you, Michael. And I'm claiming that it's not just for the question you're asking. I'm claiming in general, increasing, decreasing is very similar to maxima, minima. It's so similar. Now, people, Noah, Aryan, Michael, I have, what do I have as a comparison there? What question is that? What question is that?
Connector.
Interestingly, no, I would guess that this is a maxima, minima question instead.
Oh.
Of course, both differentiation, right? But how can I tell? How can I be sure? I'm pretty sure here, Noah, Michael, and Aryan. Please help each other. Do you think this is crop collateral change, or do you think it's maxima, minima, or no idea?
Minima.
But why is it not crop, Michael? Why is it not crop? Now, I know it's because there's a word minimize. I know, but why is it not crop? It's a different question.
There's no rate of change of anything.
Very good. I would agree with you, Michael. Don't you agree, Aryan? Do you see any rate of change? Right? Do they present to you with, you're supposed to have 2 rate of changes. It's connected, man. Do you see any rate of changes?
No.
No. Then very unlikely to be crop. Might be wrong, but very unlikely. You get what I'm saying, Aryan?
Yeah.
Identification is very important. Very important. You think it's crop, then you approach with the crop method. Crop method is very different from maxima, minima method. Now, I'm claiming to 3 of you, the structure of increasing, decreasing is just like maxima, minima. Let us figure out the structure of maxima, minima. What do we start with, maxima, minima, or what do we do in maxima, minima? Most of you should be able to answer this. Come on.
Differentiate.
All right. Now, you're not supposed to even look at the question, to answer, right? No, you just have an idea. Okay. First, you will differentiate something, right? Take two. Okay, that's one of the first things to do. Okay, I can accept that. After that, what?
Equals 0.
Okay, equals to 0. I can accept that. After that, what?
You solve.
Oh, you find. What do you find?
X.
And the x where it is, maxima or minima, right? Maxima, right? You find it, right? Okay, then what?
Sub into the original equation.
Sub to find y .
Yeah.
Y of maxima, minima. Okay, that's just normal. You have the maxima, minima. Then what? It hasn't stopped one. Noah, then what?
Differentiate it again or do the first derivative?
Yeah. Which is called the test . So there are 2 types of tests depending on the request, right? If they don't request anything, which one do you prefer, Noah?
Second derivative.
Oh, you prefer second derivative? Really?
First.
Okay. I mean, to each your preference . To each your preference. I understand that there are people's preference, right? So either the dy dx test or the d square y dx square test. To each your preference if they don't specify, right? Now, please tell me how to test the first and how to test the second. Noah, please tell us first how to test the second differentiation.
You differentiate it again. And you
Okay, and then sub the x lah, sub the x min max, right? Right. Okay. If positive, then minimum. If negative, then maximum. Right. So and then that should be the very standard approach of maxima minima. Correct or not? Now, my claim is increasing, decreasing will be very similar to this branch. So we have to specify this branch first. So Aryan and Michael, what's going on in this branch? How do you do the first derivation test?
Oh, you
structure.
You make a table.
All right. Okay. Tell me the content of the table.
The first column is the value of x.
Okay. Put it this way: the x min max, all right? X min max, right? Then what? Then you sub the x minimum value and x maximum value into the derivative. No, you'll get 0. What are you talking about? You will of course get 0. You get it from here. Why do you even sub it?
X minus 0.
Yeah, the x minus, right? Okay, the f. Sorry, you sub it to the where?
X minus 0.01. Sub into the origin.
dy dx. No, not the origin. You nonsense, Michael. Sub to the dy dx.
Oh,
not the origin. You nonsense. Be careful. In exam, you may make this mistake in the heat of the moment if you go speedier. Why do you sub into the dy dx, not the original, people? Why?
Because the dy dx is 0.
No, because you want to actually see the gradient.
Yeah.
That's why. You don't want to see the f. The f doesn't give you the gradient. Why would you want to see the gradient, Aryan?
To figure out the gradient of the turning point.
Yeah, which is to say, before and after. The gradient before and after the turning point. Yeah. It's like this, then obviously it is minimum, right? If it's like that, then it is obviously maximum, right? Sometimes they'll give a saddle point. We're going to ignore that. Now, this is a very standard structure of maxima minima. People, did we miss any structure? Now, people, this structure makes sense to you. I can call it out from you because you are experienced. You understand me?
Yeah.
Right? Because I appreciate, I respect you as a experienced student. This is correct lah. If you go speedier, your structure must be more solid. So that's why I call it out first. Now, there's a second reason why I call this structure out. Because I claim this is what you use in question 4. That's my claim. You guys seem to be confused with increasing and decreasing. Right? So now, just to be clear, there is a little bit more possible step at the start. Just to be clear first. Do you know why? Do you know why in maxima minima, sometimes there is a step before the dy dx? Call your experience. Why is that so? Come on, people. What? Noah? What? Sorry, Noah. Say it out again. Loudly. I cannot hear you. Sorry.
Could you say again?
I'm claiming in maxima minima, or increasing, decreasing. In maxima minima, there are sometimes, quite often, other steps before dy dx. Call your experience. Call your experience. It's not every time we start with dy dx equal to 0. That's gonna happen sooner or later lah. But not always the first step. You guys have a lot of experience. Come on. Read this question. Is your first step dy dx equals to 0? Let me ask you.
No.
Read the question. No. Why not?
Because you don't know dy dx, yeah.
And the reason why you don't know dy dx is because?
You haven't differentiated the thing, yeah.
Look at question 10. That's not the reason why. Look at question 10. Why is dy dx? Why is differentiating? Fine. Why is differentiating not the first step, people?
Because we don't have the.
We don't have the
equation yet.
Yes, very good, Michael. Aryan and Noah, do you realize that we don't have the equation?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. In exam. Oh my goodness, I don't have the equation. Do I panic? I must be wrong.
No.
My solid structure is useless. Or let me ask you another question. What is therefore what we must do first? What is it?
You must find the equation.
Very good. And this is a reasonable mark of the question just want to challenge you a bit more. Lah.
Yeah.
The question just want to see whether you can handle it or not. Lah. Because after that, everything is the same.
Yeah.
Noah, the question wants to see you. Can he shake you up a little bit?
But I thought this one's okay. The equation is okay to find.
Okay, go and find it, just to be clear.
Pi r square h equals 6,000, then you sub the r
pi r square equals to 6,000, right? Is that, wait.
No, pi r square h.
Right. And how is this an equation?
That's if e equals the pi r square h.
Right. Because I agree that this is an equation we can write. I agree. Like everybody agrees, right? Everybody agrees, right? Right. What are we supposed to differentiate here then?
You sub h to the others. Sorry, you sub h equals to 6,000 divided by pi times r square.
Which is fine. All right, 6,000 divided by pi r squared, right? Everybody would agree that this is correct, lah. But are you claiming that we are now ready to differentiate? Meaning to say we are supposed to dh dr here? Is that what you're saying? Noah, Michael, Aryan, think carefully.
You sub in the h value.
Do you sub in the h value? Do we even see any h value?
No, 6,000 times.
6,000 centimeter cube is what? Noah, does that sound like a h value? Come on. Looks like the question is shaking you up a little bit. Perhaps to your surprise, Noah, Michael, and Aryan, the question is not as easy as you might see. Right? Yes, Aryan?
Nothing.
If you find this to be surprising, however, you are just not ready. You think that the structure of a maxima minima starts from dy dx equals to 0. That's what you're thinking. You have a structural problem. You didn't expect this to happen. Well, I watch myself and I definitely expect this. Yeah, this is them making my life harder. And I cannot do what I want until I solve the initial problem. That contributes to the challenge. It feels very unnerving not being able to do what you want to do. Correct, yeah? Noah, Michael, and Aryan,
yeah?
Yeah.
Right. It's very paralyzing. Then you will doubt yourself. Right. Now, I'll do my best to give you a hint. I want you to overcome this. This should now be considered, this is not easy. This is how they make the question more difficult. Watch it next time. If you see a maxima minima question, you don't see equation anywhere. Must be difficult. You understand what I'm saying? Must be difficult.
Okay.
Because you cannot do anything. Now, I'll give you the hint. Minimize the amount of material used. I'm pretty sure that flies over your head. You weren't reading that at all. Pretty sure. The volume one is easy. Right? Find the radius of container if the company wants to minimize the amount of material used. No idea, Michael, Noah, Aryan? I'm telling you the hint. Right. Look. In dy dx equals to 0, who are you minimizing, Michael? Noah, just be clear. Who are you minimizing? Noah, Michael, Aryan, who are you minimizing?
The amount of material used.
No, in a general. If I see dy dx equal to 0, who am I trying to minimize?
The y.
The y, not the x. We call that x min lah, but x is where y is minimal. So I'm trying to minimize or maximize y lah. So again, my intention is to maximize or minimize y, right? Okay, so let's just clear. Now let me ask you something. The question say, please minimize the amount of material used. What does the amount of material used mean?
The surface area.
Very good. The open cylinder surface area. Who thought of that just now?
No.
Who thought of that before I highlighted the face? Right. So good for you, Michael. If you highlight the phrase and you know it. People, do you realize you are supposed to minimize the open cylinder surface area? Now, are you still paralyzed or do you have some idea on how to continue? What are you supposed to do? The volume 1 can stay there. What are you supposed to do right now?
Supposed to use the surface area equation.
Are you saying in that sentence that you discard the volume equation? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't discard it, but I just like keep it there for a while.
Very good. You should keep it there for a while. Who knows is you, right? But you're supposed to also use the surface area equation.
Yeah.
You're supposed to find it, so to speak. Right? Yes. Can I see some hands moving? Is the paralysis over? This is not the easiest question. Yes, I know. Right. Noah, would you move so I can follow your working? Sorry. Noah, would you move so I can follow your move to the right, I think, because I cannot follow your working. Oh, Noah is gone. Right.
So how do you find the surface area, the curved surface area of the cylinder? What's the?
Would you like me to tell you the formula? For now, I can, yeah. Right. The formula is very simple, right? 2 pi r h. That's the curved one.
Oh.
Right, and then that's not all. I'm telling you so much already. Right?
Yeah. Wait, is the curved surface, is 2 pi r h just the outside? Or
yes, just the curve. The curve. Right, so Aryan, I think we lost Noah. That must be the laptop. Right. So Aryan, you decided to use the formula thing, the volume thingy. Why did you decide to do that?
Because I can't really find h with this since I don't have the surface area.
True. So you decided to eliminate h, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
How is that a good idea? Tell me.
Because there's only r left now, so I can.
So one unknown. So then you can.
I can differentiate.
Good. Now stop here. Now it becomes easy. Now it becomes speedy, if you like it. Correct?
Yeah.
Before this step, think slowly and deliberately, if that makes sense to you.
Yep.
Then after this, you do what you want because you already know what to do, right? The structure is there in your mind, right? I have no doubt. Is this an easy question or not? Think carefully.
I mean, the hard part is just like thinking of like what equation to use.
So is this a hard format to get or not? Is it hard to get the 4 marks or not in exam? For you?
Yeah, actually.
It is. Yes. Yeah. Acknowledge that. If not, then you don't even know that it is hard because you use the word just. But I figure out everything for you. In that sense, I have to guide you. So, Aryan, I believe your problem is structural, partly. You didn't even expect this to happen, but they can easily do this. Because you know what? Usually they tell you the answer key. They ask you to show. usually? Do you realize that? Do you remember now? The maxima minima question has a mensuration question before. This is the mensuration question, like show that the this is that. Then you're supposed to use that in the differentiation part. Am I saying something new here? Do you remember, Aryan? That was what happened. And then they remove that part. They just leave it to you to figure it out. It becomes very hard. Partly because of the shock factor. Now, Aryan, it is very easy for them to shock us. They just decide, I'm going to shock you in 2 questions. It's very easy to do. They just remove what they give you usually. They just make it, hidden, so to speak. Okay, so structurally, you have to expect this to happen if you want to have any chance to deal with the hard question, so to speak. Okay, Aryan, yeah?
Yep.
Now, I trust you to do the rest. Like say, Michael, you are doing the rest already. So one more time, Michael, don't you agree? Once you figure out the equation, then it is easy lah.
Yeah.
Is this an easy 4 mark for you to get in exam?
I am not comfortable with.
It is not. Yes.
Wait, what is it? So you said just for the outside is 2 pi RH. So does that mean that from the outside of the
you need
cylinder,
to add the bottom. You need to add the bottom.
No, but on the outside of the cylinder along with the inside of the cylinder, or is it just like
look. I understand that you think the cylinder has a thickness. I think we can assume that this cylinder container don't have a thickness. So the inside and the outside is the same. Inside, outside the same. This one you're overthinking it. To be fair, they don't have a drawing lah. To be fair. So you may overthink. Yes, true.
But
that much is true.
The bottom also has 2 sides, so I also assume that doesn't have a thickness.
Look, the material, if you cut the material, it will immediately form the inside and the outside one. If it is a thin material, correct or not?
Yeah.
Just like how you cut a cardboard. So you don't say it's a double material. You don't need to say that. Because we are assuming it's a thin cylinder. I do respect that you're thinking it that way, but I think it's overthinking it. I think. Okay, so same question with you, Noah. How easy is this 4 mark to get if this is an O-level question?
Maybe not that way.
Yeah. After you get the equation, then it becomes easy, correct? Now, that's the same as saying the 4 mark is hard, because you cannot do anything without it, correct? Yeah. So all of you miss the fact that this is hard. All of you miss it. That's why you have the shock when you enter it, because you thought it's going to be easy. Partly, Noah, let me repeat, this is also a structural problem. You didn't expect it you don't even think that it is possible to happen. Please think of the possibility for every question that you encounter. I might need to find yx, and it might be difficult. It might be hidden from me. I still have to do it. Understand me, Noah?
Okay.
Right. Now, people, no need to do the rest, although you're doing it. So now I want to move on to my claim, the increasing, decreasing function. Right? Okay, guys. Okay, stop the maximum minima. You already know what you're doing. You can practice what you know already. I mean, there isn't much difference. Right? Now, I claim to Michael and now to all of you that the structure of increasing decreasing function is a copy paste like that. That's my claim. Right? So Michael, Aryan, and Noah, no matter how weird it is, I am asking you to treat this as a maxima minima question first, basically. Please do it. See whether I'm bluffing you or not.
To do it in steps of maximum minima.
Yeah, just pretend that they're asking you for find maxima minima here. Just pretend that. Immediately just pretend that. I am really asking you to do that. If I'm correct, I am taking advantage of a structure that you already have. That should be a good news. Well, if I'm bluffing you, then, well, tough luck for you lah. But I'm pretty sure I'm not bluffing you. Treat this like the question is find y minimum. Basically, think like that. Then I explain what's the difference. It's only at the end one. It's only at the end. Michael, move to the right a bit so I can follow. Aryan, move down so I can follow. Noah, move up so I can follow. Yeah. Okay, you're doing the dy dx. Admittedly, it doesn't look so easy, but remember, copy paste the structure for maxima minima, right, Michael? Copy paste.
Yeah.
Copy paste. Aryan, move down, please. Move down. Okay, good. Okay, Noah, your maxima minima looking good. I'm pretending this is maxima minima, looking good. Michael also looking good, right? Follow the structure until the end. Okay, interesting. All right. Okay. Okay, you're doing it. You're doing it exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it's just solve as if it's a maximum minimum or what?
Follow the structure, no, until the end. Follow the structure. Look, follow the structure.
Okay.
You still have to test. So do the test. Do the test. It won't be a waste of time. It won't be. Guarantee you that. All right, Michael. Basically, you have you're almost there, right? You're almost there. You have finished the test. Then you have to make a conclusion, right? Okay, good. Oh, you remember what I said? This is where it differs, right? This is where it differs, right?
Suppose.
Was I bluffing you?
No.
Okay, but you did forget, yeah?
I forgot about which part.
Yeah. I mean, I keep hoping that you'll remember what I said back then before exam. Treat increasing decreasing function as a maxima minima question. You'll get the answer, right?
Is my inequality correct?
Well, it depends on what you think is so at the test will reveal to you who is increasing decreasing. So who is actually increasing decreasing according to you, according to the test?
X is below 7 out of 7.
Because the gradient is
positive.
Yes, you are correct.
So it's just this.
Yes, that is the answer for 5 marks. An easier 5 marks than the previous 4 marks, you would say. Right? An easier 5 marks.
Yeah.
Now I'll present to you, Michael, your weakness here is definitely not practice, definitely not
reading.
skill, definitely not reading also. You are
Application.
mistaken. Not just structural.
Oh,
You just don't understand the structure of increasing, decreasing, which is exactly the same as the maxima minima. I claim to you. Just at the end, just the last line is different. Look at how similar it is. That was my promise, right? The structure works. And I promise it's not just that. My promise it'll work the next time, and the next time, and the next time. It is structural. It is your expectation of it, which is the problem. Not your lack of practice, not even your reading. I'm very certain of it. Here, the proof is in. Like you did this in record time, you know. I suppose like record time. Hey, Aryan, you may have a problem. Aryan has a problem, I think. Oh, because you go and find the minimum value. Yeah, that's not, sorry, that's not a problem. That's my, that's my, okay, you're following it faithfully, right? Okay, so Michael, we
Hello.
right? This is the power, okay? The power of structure and expectation. Yes, can you hear me, people? Can you hear me, Michael?
Oh, yeah.
Michael, Aryan, can you, right?
You like that for a second. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you like
so
that.
for Michael, because it's done. So Michael, I hope I have demonstrated you. All right. Okay. Is this better now? Is this better?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
All right. So Michael, I hope I have demonstrated to you the power of structure, which is just the same as the power of expectations, right? The power of structure expectation should help you with a hard question if you have the proper structure. And it definitely helps you in the easy question also. Like the increasing function is actually an easy question because of structure.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm trying to demonstrate here today to you?
Yeah.
With that comes speed. With structure comes speed. With the proper expectation comes speed and correct working and good marks. That I think differentiates you from me. That is the biggest thing I want to teach you at this stage. So for everything else, for every other topic in emails, you understand me, yeah, Michael?
Yeah.
So we'll continue with this tomorrow. Okay, I'll finish up with Aryan and Michael. Today you finish up well, so you weren't that bad. Okay, don't gym too close to the session tomorrow. All right, don't lose too many sessions, please. Because we'll be doing structural things tomorrow for chem and math also, right? Right. You need your chem, you know, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Right. So I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Right.
Same time, sir.
Same time.
All right.
Right.
Bye.
Right. So bye. So Aryan, you finish up the testing, yeah? You finish up the testing. Now, Noah, can I see the table very clearly? Move up, right? So now, Noah, I claim that this structure will help you in increasing, decreasing. You probably have never heard.
Even the maximum point part.
Yeah, like I'm claiming that you're doing this as maxima minima, you are almost at the final answer of increasing, decreasing. Almost, guaranteed. Okay. Michael has just proven it. I mean, he has already proven it twice, right? Right.
Yeah.
So watch the final part. So the final part looks like this. The final part after the testing of the table, right? After the table testing, looks like the answer is, sorry, I pressed the wrong thing. Again, after your table test, the final answer looks like, sorry, it's loading. So sorry. Super slow. Look, Noah, sorry, it's super slow. So Noah, would you please write down the final answer? X smaller than 7/6. That is the final answer after the table. Go ahead, write down. Aryan, move up, please, so I can see the table. Right. So same thing with you, Aryan. Write down the final answer after the table. The answer for increasing, decreasing is x smaller than 7/6. Both of you tell me why is this the answer, please.
Oh, because x is
Write down.
increasing.
Because why is x smaller than 7/6 is the increasing part of the function? When y has the positive gradient. Yeah. Do you understand now? Do you understand now?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you very important question. Huh? Is there any better way to do this? Am I asking you to see it as maxima, minima? Probably not, right? I'm not sure your experience is, but I know that people get very confused with increasing, decreasing. Is it like I am just taking advantage of your maxima, minima of that, copy pasting here, even though it is not the best method? Am I actually doing that?
No.
No. I think it's better. A bit.
Yeah. Let me summarize properly. The maxima, minima test is the increasing, decreasing test. The increasing, decreasing test is the maxima, minima test, at least the first differentiation one. So in the question 10, you also can answer the increasing, decreasing there if they ask you automatically one. The method, the approach, the answer is exactly the same. Except that, if it is a minimum value, then you go find the y lah. So in this case, Aryan, you don't need to find the y. I guess that's the difference, low. I guess lah. Right? Like in Noah, okay. You stop at finding y, right? Because you know you don't need it. True. Because this is not an actual maximum question, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Aryan?
But then what about when we need to find if y is an increasing or decreasing function?
Right. You will do the dy dx equal to 0, right? And then you will find that you cannot find any point. So you cannot find any maximum or minimum point. First thing first. There are certain graphs which don't have a maxima and minima. All right? Understand, huh? First, that's going to happen. Yeah. So there is a different structure to that, because in a maxima, minimum question, you must be able to find it, right? If not, what's the point? Yeah. So you have a very important question. So, hey, I don't find the maxima, minima. Well, it's okay. It's not a maxima, minima question. You still do the test. Or more appropriately, you will show that the gradient is always positive everywhere, or it's always negative everywhere. So there is a possible slight difference there. You have pointed out the difference in the structure. Yeah, of course, there are some differences, of course. Are you okay, Aryan?
Yeah.
So let me repeat what I say to Noah, to Michael. Today, I am laboring to demonstrate to you the power of structure, which is the same as the power of proper expectation. In the question 10, it was harder for you because you don't have the proper expectation. Your structure is missing on the top. Now, expect it that way. Then a hard problem need not be harder because of the shock. You were in a shock basically just now, I think. Whereas I did expect that, I guess, based on experience. So I'm transferring the experience to you in a form of structure. Have the proper expectation. I also transfer the structure of increasing, decreasing function for you, so that you think it is always hard. Actually, no, it has always been easy. You understand what I'm saying or not? This is not a skill problem. This is not a training problem. This is not an well, I suppose it is an experience problem because your expectation and your structure weren't set properly. But it's not a skill problem, not a talent problem, not a training problem. It is a structural problem. And the solution is therefore structure. I think it is quite powerful. Now, I noticed that difference between, me and you after I think about it. I think that is one of the biggest gap, which therefore I want to teach you. Okay, I hope it's not just a theory.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So we'll do this continuously tomorrow. We'll set up the structure, the proper expectation for other topics. When it is easy, when it is hard. Okay, then you will be ready to deal with AMAT paper in a better way lah, in a faster way lah, in a more competent way lah, a structural way lah. Okay. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Okay. It's an AMAT composition, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you get what I mean. Yeah. It's not reading comprehension mainly. No, it's not. It's not. The reading is easy one. The composition can be easy or hard structure. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, see you.
Bye.
Yep. Bye.